Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Friday Night Football from the Telstra Dome. It's the Bombers up against the Kangaroos, and we are in the unique and privileged position of being down in the Kangaroos room at the moment. The man next to me, his eyes are starting to roll into the back of his head, dude. It's good to be down in the rooms, and we should thank the Kangaroos. They've been fantastic.
Oh, they've been wonderful to us. So you get the smell of liniment down here, but what we have here tonight is two teams, regardless of where they are on the ladder, they have unconditional belief that they can win this game.
No doubt about that. Dean Laidley's been very, very good to us. He was certainly last Friday night, and the good thing was they had a win to him, so we're allowed back in. Here's just a look at Dean Laidley's preparation for last Friday night's game.
Right, listen up. Friday night football on the biggest stage. The lights overhead. You've got to stand up. Nowhere to hide. It's important that you make every moment count. Each and every single one of you playing your role. Our work's not done, okay? Look inside, keep that ball movement going. What we've got to do is keep enjoying the challenge. Keep running and spreading, keep running and spreading. That's what we're after. Let's go. Terrific to sing the song, boys. Let's just make sure we really enjoy the win and enjoy the hard work. But terrific, well done. We're on again Friday night against the Bombers.
Friday night has come around very quickly. Great insight before, during and after the game from Dean Laidley, and the coach of the Kangaroos, good enough to join us just before the boys run out. Dino, important to string a couple together, mate. You haven't done it since round 18 and 19 last year.
Yeah, look, it is. You know, we worked pretty hard over the bye, and, you know, our fitness has probably taken to another level, which is good. But it showed last week against the Blues in the last quarter.
Tunnel, the Dons can get seriously scored against. What's your direction going to be when you go forward?
Oh, look, I think by bringing in Sal, we've probably signalled our intentions. You know, we're going to have to put a score on the board tonight, and we're looking to do that. And having said that, the Bombers get off to a pretty good start most weeks.
Mate, job's done now. All your work's done. You've got to get up in that box and let the boys do the work.
Oh, well, hopefully let's carry on the tradition.
Mate, we appreciate it. Good luck.
Good luck, mate.
Dean Laidley, coach of the Kangaroos there, Doom. It was a buzz around this place.
There
I know
was,
we
yeah.
say it every time we come down to these rooms, but there's a real sense of something. Shannon Grant, of course, celebrating his 250th game, and, I mean, so well respected and loved at this Kangaroos footy club. He's been a marvellous player. I'm sure they're going to live for him.
I know they only get there 1 week at a time, but he, more so than any other player, seems to have got to 250 a lot quicker than most others, somehow.
Doesn't he? He played 58, of course, with the Sydney Swans. He has had a fantastic career. We sometimes underappreciate some of these Kangaroos boys, of course. Won a Norm Smith medal in the premiership year.
There's some stars in there.
Oh, there is, and still is, and it was the stars that got him across the line, I reckon, last week, when they looked to be in a little bit of trouble early on against the Carlton Footy Club, but they all stood up. Let's talk us through this Kangaroos lineup.
Well, Big Lee Brown named at full back there, approaching 150 games himself. Paddy didn't have the best of weeks last week, but you know you're going to get a ripping contest out of him as well. We go to the half-back line here. Jess Sinclair, a set-up player. Watt gives them versatility, and Arch, 285 games to his credit, and this one is as good as the first. Well,
just on him, his preparation before the game, I watched him.
Yeah.
It's like he's a first gamer.
I know. You know what? Sometimes I look at him and think, oh, he's banging it on for everyone. No, that's the way.
He scared me.
Yeah, absolutely. We just saw in the midfield as well. I think young Wells can be the game breaker here. Thompson, I'll talk about Thompson in a second when we go through it. The Kangaroos can still win if Thompson gets beaten by Fletcher. But if Thompson has a win against Fletcher, I'll put my hat on this one. I guarantee the Kangaroos will win tonight if he beats Fletcher.
Great ruck line up there. Simpson and Harvey have been stalwarts, of course. Interchange bench. Savroka gets another opportunity. Gibson, the player, out. Schwartz, Harding, and also Harris. So the Kangaroos side, as I said, down against Carlton early in that last quarter. They got up and had a win. Here's the Essendon side. A couple of late changes for where Slattery and Johns, the two players out. Into the side, Jason Johnson. Suspected that might have been the case. And Cartledge, a player that wasn't even named as an emergency, comes in.
Well, Fletcher will get Thompson. This is the worst rebounding defence in the comp. Now, Having said that, they're coming in at 16th. Fletcher's ranked 3rd over the last month for clearances, so if he gets his hand full with Thompson, they are in real trouble as well. Welsh needs to get on the bike and rebound. Solomon needs to find his form. We know he's capable. Watson is their #1 clearance player. He needs to find the footy for them coming back in tonight. Dyson needs to show his pace. Scotty Lucas, in a team that has lost their last 4, and in fact their last 11, is the #2 player for contested marks in the comp. James Hurd, I don't know if he can play, well, half a game on the ball, but if they can get that sort of time out of him, it'll go a long way to pushing them tonight.
Yeah, I'm going out on a limb. I think James Hurd just about ready to bang one on, and if he does, the Essendon Footy Club are going to be a big chance, of course. Hill Stanton, Camberelli back in this side here, gives them some experience, of course. There's the interchange bench of Cartledge, Johnson, Heffernan and Lovett Murray. Worst ever losing streak is 14 games in a row, the Bombers. That was way back in 1933. It's not a record that Kevin Sheedy would like to have. As we see these boys come out on the field, watch them in the warm-up. You run, sometimes when you assess these sides, you fall into the trap of assessing them on previous form, but there's still some, you talk about big names in the Kangaroos lineup, there's still some very good footballers in this Essendon side.
Absolutely. Well, I think Camberelli's going to be vital for them to give them the run through the lines, because really they've been a very static team. They need to find the ball and run it through the lines. Having said that, as Dean Laidley said, they are not a bad starting team. They've won 6 of their opening 12 quarters played this year. So if they can get away to a little bit of a flyer, that'll go a long way to pinching this one.
Doom have been deserted here. The Kangaroos boys are out. All of a sudden, it's just a deathly silence. We're going to get out of here as well. You're used to seeing these two teams do battle for a spot in the top 4. It's not so tonight, but there's still plenty at stake. Bit of history between the two teams as well.
The Marshmallows.
The Marshmallows. But that man there celebrating 250 games on behalf of us all. We say congratulations to Shannon Grant.
Football, Essendon against the Kangaroos. Not a vast crowd as yet. Nice night outside too. Great night for footy in here. The roof is closed. Essendon have lost their last 11, but I guess one shining light has been Jobe Watson. There's Dean Laidley, but Jobe Watson has been an emerging young player for them as we say good evening to Dwayne Russell.
Great to be here, Dennis. Yes, the Kangaroos coming off a win and Essendon coming off that week off, so both good for cleansing the mind. Jobe Watson, 59%. You saw in 2003 to 2005, disposals average 10 as opposed to 23 this year. Hardball gets 5 this year as opposed to 1 in the previous seasons. And the clearance is 5 this year as opposed to 1 again. He dropped 7 kilos over the summer, Jobe Watson, and it's paying him big dividends. Paying the Bombers big dividends. It's great to see him in good form.
And I'm in on the boundary as we watch the toss of the coin just before we go down to Tony Jones in the dock. Let's see how this eventuates. The first victory of the night.
Tails.
Adam Simpson. So the Kangaroos win the toss as we say good evening to Tony Jones.
Yes, thanks, Dennis. Good evening, everyone. Well, not a massive crowd here at the Dome at the moment, but believe me, it will build because for whatever reason, there's been a late rush of spectators and quite a few queues have formed outside. The AFL contacted the stadium management suggesting they open a few more windows. That's not the problem. All the windows are open and there's plenty of ticket sellers. They're just trying to get those latecomers in at the moment so they don't miss what will hopefully be a terrific game of football.
Thanks, Tony. A couple of changes to Essendon. Slattery and Johns are out. Jason Johnson and Cartledge are in. Maybe a man who'll know that story. In fact, I'm sure he will. Good evening to the Dog.
Good evening, Dennis. Yes, well, it's that time of the year when the viruses and the flus, this is not the Essendon flu, it's the true AFL flu. So both Johns and Slattery been unwell during the week, so not injury problems, but we see Jason Johnson and Cartledge come in. They'll both start on the bench, but obviously expecting a pretty good start from Essendon, having had the week off, Dennis.
Dr. Peter Larkins, the umpires tonight, Steve McBurney, Justin Schmidt and Scott Jeffrey. The Essendon bench, this will be a pivotal duel, Fletcher and Thompson. Thompson 5 goals last time they met. Umpire Schmidt's got the football. James Hurd starting in the goal square at the opposite end against Glenn Archer. That'll be interesting too. Opening bounce on Friday Night Football and away we go. Rucks go at it, tapped down by Petrie. Grant an early touch to Simpson inside the forward 50. Lunging at the football was Hale. Over the top comes Bolton. And the ball is wedged between the pair and will have a bounce.
Just back slightly out of breath then, but we're back. The mad dash from the rooms. Wasn't great down there. There was a fair dinkum buzz around the place.
I tell them to lock the door. There's the bounce on the 50. Simpson knocks it down. Jones, Wells gets a hand pass away. Grant, this would be fitting. Game 250 misses to the near side.
Coming off a big week last week, Shannon Grant in front of goal, 5-2 last week, and almost the difference between the Kangaroos winning or losing. Job Watson on the end of Fletcher's kick in. Short to McPhee, held up by Harvey on defensive 50. Wants to go to the open side. Not a bad option either. Stanton out there. Hill, and he's held up. So from one half-back flank to the other, but it's good to get a touch early, and a lot of these Essendon players are getting one now. Solomon tried the handball off quickly to McVeigh, missed it. Just touched it through Kepler Bradley's legs. Watson back to Bradley, kick smothered. Camporelli a touch, but knocked it down to Jones, kick smothered. Hurd's man Archer couldn't get a kick away. It's hot all of a sudden in the kitchen. Handball comes out. Wells set up the last shot, goes long. Thompson's in position. Hey! I think he might have it.
Now, Fletcher is, I think he's the fullback of the last 10 years. He is just an out-and-out champion, but as fate would have it, two blokes who have given him real trouble over the last 6 or 7 or 8 years, and Nathan Thompson and Severio Rocker, who sits in weight as well. Now, Fletcher is imperative for the structure of Essendon.
Yes, he enjoys playing against the Bombers, and he gets the first. Nathan Thompson.
It's a good kick in to Nathan Thompson too. I think that's the other thing. You look up, you try to work out where your player is in relation to his opponent. You'll find that Daniel Wells will have saw that Fletcher had taken front position. Also, the young boy Andrew Lee was there as well, so drove it hard and kicked it over the back. So just that little feint back there for Thompson. A little point backwards. Fletcher's in a very nervous position for a defender, having to come back and fly to the footy.
Nathan Thompson, 29 goals for the season, including 8 against the Hawks in round 6. Kangaroos by 7. Hill taps it down. Simpson again out of the middle, floats one towards half forward. Sinclair going back, bounces off his head, taken by Petrie. Gets away from McPhee, goes again, gets the hand pass across to Grant, who kicks his second behind. Fletcher wasting no time. Straight down the middle. Tailor-made for Simpson. Up he goes, punches it forward this time. Bodies go in from everywhere. Clean up on aisle 4. Down goes Simpson. Monfrey's at close quarters. This is Watson. Knocked down by Wells. Taken once more by Watson. Clever kick, or was it? No. It was intended for Solomon. Coming across on the angle makepiece. And now there's 50 against Solomon, who laid a belated unrequired, according to the umpire, tackle.
Costly. So obviously takes him from the middle of the ground straight into goal scoring position.
Oh, I reckon he's got a good 55 out of that too. It looks like David Hill suffering some kind of ailment to the arm at the moment, shoulder. And Petrie's gone up and given him the Mel Michael.
Don't start.
Oh, don't you cry.
Makepeace comes in and he tugs it to the right-hand side.
Just at the other end of the ground, James Hurd's thought to himself, well, not playing Glenn Archer out of the goal square, I'm going to take him up. This is where Hill got a little injury. I think the doc, well, not treading over his territory, but a stinger. That's it looks like to me.
Careful, Gary.
Sorry.
Oh, yeah.
Fletcher just got the kick away in time. Mark Johnson takes the mark at half-back. Jason Johnson and Cartledge into the team. Late inclusions for the Bombers. Dyson to Camporelli to Stanton, who wearing that number 24 looks pretty appropriate on him. He's doing very well in Mercedes' old number. Kick across to Hill. Shoulder looks fine now to Solomon. Inside 15, Lucas. Magnificent pass and a superb lead. It's on the wrong side for a left footer, but it's well within his repertoire to get the Bombers' first score on the board.
That is a very good effort from Hill. He's carrying a bit of soreness, but the mark had to be taken. It was a dangerous kick. The turnover would have had it up the other end.
Nice off the boot. It's swinging a little too much. And only a behind.
I don't dislike the setup for this Essendon forward line. What they have is Bolton playing at half forward. Now, if Sydney are the model of how to go about winning a game of finals footy, Bolton is playing the O'Keefe role. Lucas is playing inside 50 as a key target. Bradley is the centre half forward, and Hurd's closer to goal.
This is Watt around the outer side. Beautiful kick. Thompson comes up on the lead. Essendon haven't touched it since they kicked the behind. Makepeace, a beautiful kick bringing it in. Thompson goes short. Rawlings has it. Will kick from right on the 50. Beckons them all forward. Then goes across the perimeter, skirting the 50. This is Sinclair.
Get sideways.
Makepeace, who started this moments ago, kicked it in. A long kick outside the defensive 50, found Watt, who ran it up to the wing, and now Makepeace has come up, taken the mark. They'll need to get back quickly. McPhee's got the football, comes across the ground. Kepler Bradley in best position, takes the mark, runners inside, wants to lay it off, plays on, little chip. Beyond the wing, it's taken by Reynolds, coming across Simpson, who started well, closed down the angle. Reynolds comes back to Bradley.
Now, without a right foot, he couldn't play on then, and there were players making space further ahead.
Angus Monfries tries to draw Pratt towards him, makes some space. Lucas the target, couldn't get a hand on it. Watt edged him out well. Makepeace caught a little high by Mark Johnson. Wells, Harvey, and now Grant. They can work it to the open side. Grant didn't have a lot to go to. Now he goes towards Jones. Gets there in time, takes a good mark. Corey Jones held up on the wing. 9 players won. But an interesting start. The crowd still building. Getting in here late. Ball poked towards half forward. Fletcher getting back. And took the mark, but he was loose as he took it. And he got crunched. But he'll be okay.
David Hale is playing on the debutant Lee. He's not playing centre half forward well. He's a big man. He's trying to lead wide, which leaves Thompson and Fletcher. I mean, he's got to really present as that strong target.
Watson, Stanton, and now Bradley. Okay is a relative term, Dwayne. Here's Stanton, just forward of half back. Smarting. Short one. Monfries marks just inside the line.
Still in the hands of the trainers, Dustin Fletcher. He's about 60 metres from Nathan Thompson.
He just didn't look to prepare himself for contact. He didn't tense himself up.
Go down to Doc Larkins.
Yeah, as you said, no protection. He got hit right in the middle of the right left-hand side ribs there with their forearm. So take his breath away. He'll be sore. They're still checking him out there.
Behind the Packers scramble after that football. Reynolds went down. Bolton goes after it. Reynolds, I think, will get a free kick.
Joe Reynolds.
So many famous names to choose from.
Daniel, come out!
Reynolds down towards half forward with a kick. He'll direct it. Watt comes up and takes the mark. Archer. Nobody near him. Runs it up towards centre half back. Now runs on the angle to the 50. Needs to be precise and is. That's a beautiful kick coming out. Thompson didn't have to break stride. He's got it right on the wing. Rawlings is running for him. Well played by the defender. Young Lee came up, but he dropped the mark. He read it well enough. Eventually, the combination of Rawlings and Petrie does him in. Hill stops it nicely, flicks a hand pass over. Knocked back by Welsh. Watson, Welsh. Now an opportunity. Monfries with some time. Here's Hurd at half back.
Archer's let him go all the way down to half back. Doesn't believe his possessions are damaged from there. Bolton, Monfries, now inside 50. Ferrito getting back, couldn't lay a hand on it. McPhee. Ferrito did well. Toe poke from Sinclair. Gambarelli's with him. Good battle. Half a throw. No free kick paid. Brown back to Ferrito. Still in trouble. Chips the kick. Bolton thumps it down. Wells might get them out of trouble. Hamble to Makepeace and they're away. Long kick. Hale inside 50. Great mark. Over the top. There's the youngster Andrew Lee. Dropped the last one. Took that one. Kick not so good from Solomon. Stanton. That kick not so good either. Mark Johnson. Watson picked it up. Back to Stanton. They're messing around with it. Skill level not so good. And now Dyson gets it from Mark Johnson to McVeigh. Lead from Lucas. Bolton's heading back to the goal square. And he split the difference. He kicked it over Lucas's head. And it's out of play, and we'll get a ball in. They had plenty of opportunities, Essendon. They just weren't good enough to make something of any of them.
You did right. They had players in the right places. They had Bolton, you called it, who was making a dangerous lead. They just could not hit a target, Essendon.
And that was a great decision by the umpire. He actually put the ball under the arm and tried to slap the leading tackling arm away.
This is Petrie. Up from the back pocket. Kangaroos by 8. Archer getting plenty of it back there. Harvey runs for him. Still in his defensive 50, Harvey. Short one. Makepeace. Seen a lot of the football. Back to Harvey. Across the body. Clever kick. Rawlings. Wells is through. Runs inside the 50. Lines up and kicks a goal. Oh, clinical.
Said in the opening, guys, that Daniel Wells could be the game breaker through the middle, because Essendon, when they are looking to go the other way and defend against a midfielder with raw, genuine pace, watch this. Mark Johnson done, Kepler Bradley done. He just saw the split amongst 4 Essendon players who were virtually lined up as he received that ball. He just danced around them. And that has danger written all over it for Essendon.
First goal of the night for Daniel Wells, 9th goal of the season for him, coming off a 19-possession game last week, so he's in pretty good form, and he started well tonight. From the ball up, down to Watson, duck play on, and a good decision too. High kick from Stanton to half forward. Little chip kick, okay from Monfries. Hill, plenty of time to gather it, finally does. Solomon. Inside 50 to Stanton, who started it all. Goes toward the goal square. Hurd's down there. He's got 4 to beat. Can't beat them all. Must be a crummer. Dyson toe pokes it towards the goal square. This might be allowed to run out. It is. Casey Green could have got there, but he allowed a ball in. And the 14 points the margin.
Sorry, Dino. The Kangaroos have decided to put Severio Rocker in, and that drags Kepler Bradley away from the Essendon forward line.
Hurd. Met Archer. Archer goes again. Thumps it wide. Now an opportunity for the Kangaroos. Whoops. Harris. Well, it was effective enough as it turned out. Makepeace was held. Advantage is going to be paid. It's coming back to Makepeace. I'm not sure that was Harris's intention. A little side foot.
Oh, he might have been watching the soccer. He just had it covered.
You think so?
Walked over the top of it then.
Sorry, go ahead, Gary.
I was just going to say, I haven't seen the Bombers play for a while. So disappointed with their skill level right now. I mean, you can lose confidence, but there's some fundamental mistakes out there that shouldn't be happening.
There's Pratt. You mentioned the World Cup there. As Pratt from half-back goes short. The mark is taken by Rocker. The biggest lesson, I think, out of the World Cup is that advanced Australia fair is pretty good. Ball goes down towards half-forward. In front, Fletcher with the outside of the boot. Diving in there was Jones. And that ball is in there somewhere. We'll have a bounce down towards left half forward.
Joe Watson's got his hands on the footy 7 times already. He's a prolific ball winner. Running around with Shannon Grant, though, who had an opportunity to really do some damage early on the scoreboard.
Daniel Wells, one of the players doing the damage for the Kangaroos. 5 possessions so far. Petrie knocks it down, but to Monfries. To Camporelli. Chips it. Hurd takes the mark. And there's James Hurd to fire. And 50 against Casey Green, and this might take him just beyond his range, though.
We'll have a listen to the umpire in a minute. Explain it. I reckon Hurdy tried to play on here.
Well, it should get him.
You encroached over the mark and then grabbed him.
It should get him within range. The ground's 160 metres, and that's 90 is the split.
Can he kick it from there?
Well, you can get the journey, yeah.
Oh, they need one. Loads up. It's a wobbler, but it's a straight wobbler. The King gets it home.
See how good James Hurd is doing. He can just kick a mung, and it goes about 55.
Stephen Kernahan made a career out of it.
It was. Now
500 or 600 like that.
He says he came over the mark and put his hand on him there, which, gee, in the first week or two you would have thought that was the case, but the ball drop was ugly. The contact was sweet, and it flew straight. Not sure we want to put this in the footy manual just at the moment. But what Jim would say is, have a look at the scoreboard. It's gone straight through the middle. And I think Jim acknowledged it after it. He just had a little wry shake of the head. Glenn Archer sits. Started the game pretty well.
I don't think Carazzo would have got that 50. Johnson. McPhee towards half forward. There's the man again, knocked away by Green. Solomon off the ground. They've all been watching. Solomon still going, in trouble. Back over the shoulder. McVeigh. Hurd. Well, he'd kicked it before he got it. Hand passes outside the 50. Dyson sends it long down towards full forward. All Kangaroos down there. And Harding takes the mark about 20 metres out from goal. Pops it over the top, and Petrie has run on to mark this one on the defensive 50. Petrie with Green overlapping. Ambles up the ground, kicks beyond the wing. Oh, Thompson, good mark, pushed into it virtually by Fletcher.
He felt for body contact, good Fletcher, kick. And took his eyes off the ball. Pass is beautiful to Ferrito, and Ferrito will line up at goal.
He is legitimately playing the centre-half back role. Ferrito on Bolton, who is the lead-up centre-half forward who goes to the wings to receive the ball from the backline players under pressure. Now, when that happened, Ferrito just carried on then when the Kangaroos won the ball in the midfield and made space. That's why he was on the fly through the 50.
At every game for the Kangaroos last year, and plays his 50th next week against the Bulldogs, Ferrito, and that's ugly off the boot, only a behind, and they've had plenty of opportunities earlier, the Kangaroos.
James Hurd's ugly goes straight through the middle. Ferrito's ugly not quite there yet.
Stanton. Oh, well done by Rocker. Deep in the pocket, pulls it back across the body. Johnson.
Was that not a mark to Severio? Could have he claimed it?
We'll ask the questions.
Sorry.
I don't know, Dirk.
He's asking it now. A bit late, Sam.
Mark is taken by Stanton from Monfries.
Shannon grabbed him after he took the mark.
All right, they're onto it.
Maybe Carazzo would have got the 50. Stanton comes beyond the wing, will kick from about 75 metres out, wasting no time, puts it into the path of the leading player, Reynolds. Off hands and across the line. A boundary throw in, right full forward. 16 plays 7. Just over 7 minutes till quarter time. And Harvey, by his standards, quiet so far, takes a seat.
Hill to do the ruck work. The captain for the Bombers. Got a palm down to James Hurd. Good option to McVeigh. Bouncing ball. McPhee, goal square. Rawlings could have taken it through for a behind. Keeps it alive. Sinclair gets a shepherd from Petrie, and that gave him time to look at a target. It's Grant. Mark Johnson's with him. And the 250 gamer takes a beauty.
That is a stunning mark in that situation.
Sinclair gets around Reynolds, slips the short pass. Harding, one of the heroes from last week with those 2 late goals, gave the Kangaroos the lead and then a 7-point margin. Harding kicks to half forward. Ball missed a couple, almost a throw. Fletcher to Dyson. I said almost a throw. It was a throw. Free kick, Kangaroos.
He's on fire, Steve McBurney out there. Not missing a trick. Good mark from the 250 gamer.
What a mark. I mean, Mark Johnson controlled that. Well, it's a shovel, wasn't it?
I might stick with my almost a throw.
A shovel, yeah. It's a very nice way to put it.
Daniel Wells.
20.
From just outside 50. He's had a couple of siders. Goes to Grant, the man that's hot. And he's held it.
Was that a set play? Was it a...
Well, Wells just punched that ball. There was no miskick there. He's a good one-on-one player with somebody of comparable size.
Umpire was blindsided there. He was this side of the pack. Wouldn't have seen, there he is, 29. He wouldn't have seen that hit the ground because Grant
saw that angle.
Covered it.
So a little bit of luck going the Kangaroos' way.
Did everything right, though, except for truly glove it at the end. But perfect play, just low thumb, and in a crowded forward line, got him one out.
The football gods are watching on, and they've let him kick it. He's got the Kangaroos' third.
Daniel Wells is, as we've spoken about, such an important player, and if he meant it, then it is a good set play, because as you say, Derm, it is either kick it into the goal square where the chances are it'll get punched through from behind, or someone takes an extraordinary pack mark, or find that one-on-one and you get a little bit of luck. No doubt that that wasn't a mark. Bomber fans would be seething, but that man will take it.
So luck running with the Kangaroos at the moment. 3-4-1-1. 5.5 minutes out from quarter time. Umpire Schmidt, low profile in recent moments. Hurd to Hill. McVeigh, high ball towards half forward. Almost the clever mark by Bolton. Essendon supporters want it. Heffernan gets a hand pass away. Taken high down there was Reynolds, and he'll get a free kick. That was crude.
And not fancy himself, Joel Reynolds from here.
He'll kick from outside the 50.
High contact from Brady Rawlings there, no doubt about the free kick. AFL player, young player, needs to be able to kick 50 metres.
So Reynolds from 55 metres gives it a ride. They compete right on the line. Off hands. Watt stepped in, stepped out. Behind after all of that. Essendon creep closer. Lovett Murray. Ooh, gee whiz.
Perfect position, the goal.
He was,
yeah.
And he looked good too.
Oh yeah, he's been in the weight room, that umpire. Puffed up.
There's Archer in the back pocket.
Let him run, let him run.
Margin 14 points. Kangaroos looking more skilled so far. Plenty of endeavour from the Bombers. Archer out of defence. High one towards the wing. McVeigh in two minds whether to leap over the pack. It hit him on the chest, bounced off. Camporelli went to ground. Harris charges through. Advantages played. Intended for Wells. Well done, young man. Lee stifled the hand pass. He's feeling good. He's feeling aggressive. He's pushing. He's shoving. It's terrific.
And there's something familiar about that number. I was looking at it thinking, it was 32. Who was 32? Oh, Wispy Watson.
Now, look at that. We've got a shot of Shannon Grant in the forward line there. He has three support forwards next to him. Are all 6'5", yet they opt for Shannon Grant, one out in the goal square. The other three forwards, 6'5"ers, Severio Rocker, young Chad Jones, and also Nathan Thompson. And Hale's pushed up the ground a little bit further even. And they're all 6'5" plus, yet they go for Shannon Grant in the square.
Dyson's kick that found the boundary. Heffernan of the handball out. Stolen back by Makepeace. Welsh. Johnson chips the kick. Bolton. Can he give the handball off? He can. They're away here. McVeigh. Shortish pass too far. Out in front of McFeed. And on the rebound, Pratt rolls it towards Harding and half forward. Normally can do anything and does nothing. He rolls it inside 50 towards Thompson. And the ball is slapped out of play. We'll get a ball in 50 from the Kangaroos goal.
Just another unforgivable skill error from an experienced Essendon player.
And from Harding as well.
Oh, well,
terrible pass.
Well, with due respect, sometimes Lee can do that. But Mark McVeigh's better than that. He should be better than that. And it's been the standout.
I think it's fair to say that Lee Harding has the capacity to keep both sides in the game.
and also to get him across the line, as we saw last week.
Exactly. Both sides. Rocker, the backhander. Harvey. Simpson from 55. High ball. They compete about 20 metres out. Bradley got a fist on it. Fletcher, Lee, McVeigh. Nicely done. Stanton normally uses the football well. That's a good kick out in front of Lucas. Bounces obligingly. Which way will it go? No doubt about which way it go. Down goes Lovett Murray, and he's going to get a free kick.
Yes, and Arch will contend and contest the decision as he's been doing for 25 years, however long he's been playing.
They've changed the rules on him, though, haven't they? Although that was over the shoulder. That's under the old interpretation.
Oh,
it's the chopping of the arms that confuses him.
Even under the old interpretation, that one would have gone.
Lee Brown just saying, rightio, can't have another 50 here, Arch. He's brave, Lee Brown, getting him that close when the free kick's gone against him.
Lovett Murray from 50. Telling looking kick. No, slides it across the face. Off hands and a behind. Stanton's been busy.
Yeah.
11 disposals for the young man.
Third in the best and fairest last year, and he's looking like he will be around for quite a while. 22 plays 9. Kick in, not bad, although Dyson cuts it off. Watt had the height advantage, but Dyson was in position A. Gives to Hurd, long to the goal square, off the back of the pack. Handball to Heffernan, kick smothered. Rebounds back again. Quick fire handball to Solomon. He kicks around the bunny and slots it.
Just not clean enough to kick a conventional goal at the moment, the Bombers, so they do it the hard way. They get one smothered, comes back out here. Good effort from Lee Brown there.
That possession there by Reynolds, you look at the players who play the game really well. I'm not going to say, you know, put yourself in Lee Matthews' class, but what would Matthews have done?
Kick the goal.
He would have just spun and kicked the goal. No need for another possession there.
Timely goal. Margin 7 points. Approaching quarter time. One down by Hale. Simpson over the football. Jason Johnson over him. I didn't see Essendon's last game, but Jason Johnson must have played one of the worst ever in the history of humans, because I think the game before that we saw him get 33 possessions on Friday Night Football, and tonight initially not listed in the 22. There he is again. Sockers it towards half forward. Diving on top of it. Pratt copped one in the head. Play goes on. Crawling after it, Bolton, taken by Heffernan. Interesting hand pass. Pratt at close quarters. Harvey, Makepeace. Simpson, a lot of the football from half-back, kicks beyond the wing. It was a good kick. Hale, who's marked it, 3 goals last time these sides met. Looking inside the 50. Grant is deep. He goes across the ground. Schwarz just forward of the centre circles. Thompson comes on a lead. Harding is long. Splits the difference between a couple of defenders. McPhee, the man in front, though, came back and did well. Little 1-2 with Bradley. And McPhee now centres the ball to Cartledge. First things first. Finds it on the deck. Gets a hand pass away. This is Lee.
Oh, Reynolds at half forward has to come up. He sat back there and didn't know where to go.
That wasn't 15 even for James Hurd. Out of defence, he punches it towards the 50, and a wonderful mark is taken by Simpson. He's inspired himself. He played on the ground to Harvey. Harvey with the outside of the boot. Well, it's worked out okay. Jones has taken the mark. 40 seconds remaining in the term. So often the way players take wonderful marks and play on the adrenaline.
Now, this is going to sound strange, but that ball got turned over because a half forward, 100 metres away, couldn't read the play. They stopped and went backwards because that backman wanted the clearing kick to go 60 down the line, the 30 on the lead from the half forward, and he just didn't read it.
Jones told to play on. Well, he was doing that. Well, he pops it through for a clever goal.
Spent a bit of time in defence last week, Jones, and started forward here. And Doom, further to your point, Joel Reynolds was a player I think you're alluding to who should have pushed up. Now he's coming off the ground in the hands of the trainer, so I'm not sure whether he had an injury that prevented him from doing that. But you're right. What you're talking about is just it's a skill that's hard to define. It's just reading of the play. You can't. There's not a stat that says yes, he's had 8 great reads of the play.
Just tend to think that if a backman's under pressure, the one thing he wants to see is a player leading at him from 80 metres away. He throws it up in the air 60 down the line, and the worst case, you take it over the boundary.
Simpson in the thick of it again, had it bounce off. There's the siren for quarter time. Interesting term. Plenty of mistakes in there, but very competitive. And at quarter time, the Kangaroos on Friday Night Football lead at 4-4-28 to the Bombers 2-3-15.
Welcome back to the Telstra Dome quarter time here. The Kangaroos have opened up a nice 13-point margin over the Bombers, all individual goal scores. Grant, Jones, Wells, Thompson for the Roos, and for the Bombers, Dean Solomon and James Hurd. We mentioned prior to the game starting that the Kangaroos have given us, well, unprecedented access, really, last Friday night and again tonight, and we can now take you down and just eavesdrop on Dean Laidley's quarter-time address to the Kangaroos.
Okay, we said they kicked 30% of their score in the first quarter. Terrific. Okay, look, they're going to drop off us when we go inside 450, so we've got to lower our eyes. But when we get a shot on goal, okay, Shag, we've got to make sure we finish them off. You know, you got hold of the ball terrific and spud and make it. When you're running down there, you got to go back and make sure you finish off. There, Benny Schwartz, get back further off the mark. Okay, so you can give yourself some angles to use the ball. Keep looking inside. They're going to keep dropping off us, all right? Continue to play best option football. Break up, we'll start again.
Fantastic stuff from Dean Laidley, and
good, isn't it?
It mentions players dropping off. We should explain that, Dermot, is when the Kangaroos are going forward, what he's saying is the Essendon defenders will push back hard.
Yeah, they'll peel off the back of their own opponent and look to run in with the flight of the ball to get to the main targets who are deeper inside the Kangaroos forward line. And Dean Laidley saying, well, look for the blokes who their opponents have left them all alone.
That's right. He mentioned lower your eyes, so don't look long necessarily. There must be someone short. Great stuff. We'll have more of that throughout the course of the night. Let's head down to the boundary and Tony Jones.
Yes, well, in the Essendon camp, Gary, we've certainly heard plenty from the Kangaroos. It was like the old days there, because rallying the troops at the quarter-time break before Kevin Sheedy got there was none other than James Hurd. And you see he gave them a nice old rev up. And the captain of the night, the captain of the season, David Hill, just standing at the back of the pack, just like any of the other players. The other interesting thing to come out of that quarter, Joel Reynolds, you saw, had a clash of heads and had a blood nose as a result of it. Now, the North Melbourne players were none too happy with the fact that Reynolds actually stayed on the field bleeding for several minutes. In fact, he was being treated on the field at one stage, and the North Melbourne players letting the umpires know as much.
Still bleeding. Let's quickly go to Doc Larkins. Dustin Fletcher went up the race at quarter time, Doc.
Yeah, just a bit of soreness in the ribs on the left-hand side. They're just checking his lung out to make sure he's back on the field, Gary, so they're happy with that. He's obviously sore. They would have taken him up. He's had about 3 checks, but Reynolds on the bench, blood nose. He'll get back out there shortly.
Second term, Friday night football. Hill goes up and thumps it forward. Cleverly stopped there by Harris. Went looking for Harvey, who slipped over. McPhee slides in, surrounded by Kangaroos. Look at that. Got the ball up.
Let go now, let go.
And Solomon's gone from the forward line down to the back half just to cover some of the tools.
Umpire just tosses the ball in the air. There was 2 Kangaroo ruckmen, Petrie and Ferrito went at it. So Hill's free. Goes to Camporelli. They nearly shut down. Got the kick away just in time. Ball eludes Bolton. It was a poor bounce. Schwartz getting back. McPhee dives over the top of it. It's a tie-up. The umpire will sort it out with the ball up.
Adam McPhee struggled, hasn't he? As a couple of years ago, such a dominant half-back. He's just all over the place at the moment. He's playing midfield, but struggling to have an impact on the game.
Carried some niggles last year, and that affected his confidence in the way he went about it. Would love to see him get plenty more of the footy. Watson wrapped up by Archer. He got rid of the ball, and the ball bounced back into his lap. Archer held it in because he knew that there was a chance to give him a good hard squeeze.
Don't need that clean free kick, Essendon.
Ah, well, there you go. The umpire told Archer off for the good hard squeeze, and he didn't like it. Free kick for the Language. Inside 50. Big fly by Watt, knocked down. Hurd got a push in the back. It was over the boundary line. We'll get a ball in.
Look at that.
He's just playing angry, though. He's just got to bite his lip there. We love his competitiveness, but he's not doing his team any good.
He kept nattering away there, Arch.
Hill falling to the ground. Watson goes after the football. Harris in the opposite direction. Camporelli into his back. Pratt did well. Wells over the top. Green in real trouble. Taken away by Wells, though. Running the boundary on the outer side. Look at him go. Daniel Wells, 3 bounces up to the wing. Goes inside to Harvey. Another speedster. Decides not to run. Comes to Schwartz on the 50. Kicks. A beautiful goal. Wonderful football.
Well, the pace of Wells, Gaz, just set that up off the deep half-back flank.
You almost go out of your way to give him the footy. And that's what they almost did there. He backed themselves into a corner. They were tied up, but you just got to give him the footy and say run. Because so much happens. I mean, people go to him and then space develops as a result of that. Something always happens when Daniel Wells gets the footy in his hands.
First goal in AFL football for Ben Schwarz in his third game. It wasn't quite at the standard of the goal that his brother once kicked for the Saints to win the game against the Brisbane Lions. It was down that end. It was a good style goal to open his account. I was on the Saints rookie list for a while with his brother, but couldn't get a senior game there. Harris got the handball out. Rawlings, Grant from 50, same spot, goes toward goal. It's marked. Big time bang into the post by Thompson. He's taken the mark.
Jeez.
And he's okay.
That's why we have the fat bit.
Yeah, that's exactly why we have the fat bit. It's a great effort. It's a great effort from Nathan Thompson. Not a great push from Noel Dustin. I'm not suggesting that he tried to push him into the post.
But he must have marked that just outside the line, did he? Runs around and has missed. Only a behind.
Just the run again, though. You see the run when the Kangaroos can get some space. They run through the middle of the ground, cracks them open.
Oh, last one I saw go into a turnbuckle like that was George the Animal.
There's Watson close to the boundary.
He bit the turnbuckle.
Yes, he ate. He had a green tongue too. Come on, Dennis. You know him.
You're exciting me. There's Solomon. It's in a half back.
Oh, that's a shank.
Not a good kick. Ooh. Jones coming back with a flight of it. McPhee came up. Jones lost it. McPhee pulls it back to centre half forward. Hill. Dyson sold into trouble. Hand passes away. Heffernan towards the pocket.
That's a good result. That says, and he's a good player, Heffernan. He'll always attempt to do the right thing for you. But that is a great result because that's as good a kick as you're going to get out of that. Hef, super bloke, super club man. Contributor over many years now.
Hurd right behind him, and his kick way offline. In fact, it goes the wrong way towards the far pocket. Lucas claims a mark at the back, but it's out of bounds on the full. Interesting at quarter time watching James Hurd being coached by Dean Wallace, and they had a lengthy discussion. There's Sinclair.
What are you saying?
No, it's just amazing the way things work out, isn't it? There's Green.
You're suggesting that perhaps Dino wouldn't have much to teach James?
Well, I'm not sure. It's tactical as much as anything else. Rawlings saying he hasn't got it, but it's there somewhere. Scramble develops.
Giving you a chance.
Oh.
Had no pride, giving you a chance.
Well, have a bounce inside the centre square. But they must have been talking for the best part of
they were
3 or 4 minutes.
And I'm sure Dean Wallace would be taking as much counsel from James Hurd as the other way around.
Harris. Now Jones. It was knocked on well by Rawlings. Jones eventually kicks inside the 50. Had a lot of time there. Over the top, McPhee. Fell in front. Mark Johnson goes to ground. Sinclair didn't quite know how to grab him. Down goes Lovett Murray. Thompson did know how to grab him, and will have a bounce about 45 metres out.
Did you notice then on that contest in the air that Dustin Fletcher, who's always so able and sure and just kills the ball, he actually looked for Thompson before he went for the footy, so it's got him a little bit spooked about the length of his arms and how high he can grab the ball off the deck.
Mark Johnson stole it from the pack, rolls it to the midfield. Lovett Murray with some run, pops it, hoping for and finding Bolton within range. Good pass.
Kick the goal.
Didn't have enough confidence just to go back.
Yeah, go back, son.
He still hurries it up. Goes long. Lucas. Well, it's worked out. Pratt's not happy, but hasn't been happy for a week.
A clever kick from Mark Johnson in the middle of the ground. Just like a onside kick in rugby. Just dribbled it through and let Lovett Murray run onto it.
Tough kick for a left footer here. See how he manufactures it. That's what he has in front of him. He's asking how close you can get. He bends it. And he's done it beautifully. Bombers get one back.
It's not that difficult a shot for a competent goal-kicking forward in league footy. And Bolton could have got back there a little bit earlier and got a 1 out. Instead he got the 2-on-2, but yeah, nice push by Andrew Welsh.
He's so left-sided. He's so left-sided, Scott Lucas, that it works to his favour in that situation because he can sort of make it talk from there.
By 5-3-3. Umpire Schmidt once more. Generally, they've been going to the left. That's a bit of bounce from him. Petrie hooks it down behind. And there's a free kick, and I think it's going Essendon's way. It is. Be taken by Watson. So they're keeping at it, the Bombers, and they're working their way back into this. Dyson out wide. Welsh forward at the wing inside the forward 50. McPhee going across. Hands to it. Couldn't hang on. Swooping on the crumb as Lucas pulls it back. Misses the target, though. Intended for Hurd. Just wide at the mark. Petrie dropping back. Now finds Harvey in the opposite pocket. He's away. Bypasses Brown straight to number 16. Well, Brown is 16 as well, but he found Kepler Bradley. Now Watson. Stanton, 75 metres out. Long hill from behind, a hand to it. Couldn't hang on. Lucas, this will test him. He stepped out of bounds, I thought, with the football to go on his left side.
Oh, there's one, Gaz, where being so one-sided doesn't help.
Exactly right.
Well, the umpire has called it off hands. I thought he simply stepped out to kick it. Watch this again. Goes around the bound. Well,
it's got to be
right on the
over.
line. Yeah, we'll give him that. The boundary umpire, as we say, in perfect position.
The lace was just over the line. Hill knocks it down, trying to get the clearance. They've got a little bit of a run on here, the Bombers.
They have, Dwayne, and they can be dangerous when they go forward. They move it quickly because they've got a bit of space. You've got Lovett, Murray, some leg speed. We know Lucas and Hurd can draw the footy, and McPhee was there as well.
Hill tried to flip it quickly to Bradley. Tackle laid by Heffernan. And we'll get another ball up. Joe Watson has been the main go-to man from Hill's tap downs, averaging 23 possessions a game this year. Joe Watson.
That was a beautiful tap too. He actually prefers the around the ground bounce down to get the body in front once again.
Hill tried to get it to Watson, and still a massive hack around this ball.
No tackle laid.
It flies on a drop of blood. We'll get another ball up inside 50 for the Bombers.
Now we'll have a look at this. He likes these body on bodies.
Welsh, man getting in behind the defence. Heffernan lays it off. Lovett Murray goes in and kicks the goal.
Now we're going to have another look at this. He just sneaked forward to this Heffernan. He was on the ball. But the one thing I'd say is he rockets the handball into Lovett Murray and he's only 1 metre away. Watch how hard he gives it. I mean, you can't handball them soft, and he actually took it on the chest when he was a couple of metres out. He could have gone horribly wrong there. They got the goal, though.
Created a few problems, Lovett Murray, with his athleticism and his run.
So for the moment, Essendon enjoying their best patch in the game.
Got a very wide open forward 50. One player and one player only in there.
Hill knocked it down. Welsh taken to the ground. Archer's in there like a conga line, and we've got a bounce inside the centre squares. Lucas is off the ground along with Watson.
McPhee's gone to the square. One out in forward 50.
Against what?
Harris. Harvey beat a couple. Well, over the top came Rawlings. Now Green, a little chip out wide. Simpson has gone out of the game. Rawlings runs on, going down towards half forward. Gives it to Harvey. Harvey inside the forward 50. Well, right on the line. Let's break it down to that. Rocker takes the mark. Crowd want him to go for goal. He centres it towards the kickoff line. Knocked away by Fletcher. In goes Camporelli, hand passed it straight to Brown. Was he taken high? May have ducked his head. Over the football is Grant, knocks it back. In goes Sinclair. Johnson falling to the ground did well. Got it to Stanton. Stanton swings it out wide. Going back with the flat of it, Bolton. He's got company. Heads for the boundary. How will the umpire call this? It was against two Kangaroos. Well, the umpire says throw it in. It was not deliberate. Umpire Jeffrey making the call.
And a good call, too.
That's the forward line for Essendon with McPhee, as you've called, Gary. Shannon Watt is his opponent out of the goal square.
Hill doing the ruck work with Petrie. Rawlings down towards Harris, who's their takeaway specialist. The Kangaroos can't get a handle on it, and we'll get another ball in. Strange that he is. Well, he led their clearances again last week, Daniel Harris, despite spending a lot of time on the bench, and he started on the bench again tonight. Petrie and Hill tangle. And Essendon have got a run on. They've got the luck going their way as well. Bolton off the footy. Whoa. Dangerous kick. Cut off in the midfield well by Corey Jones. Chip kick towards half forward. Grant beaten for it by Mark Johnson.
Good effort from Mark Johnson. Take some initiative. Don't sit back and be reactive. Get on the front foot, see the ball, go to it.
Would have taken him about 60 from goal. Big long kick by Dyson. Kepler, Bradley, Hurd. McPhee would have held that last year or the year before. Just not quite at the top of his game at the moment. Chip kick good. Casey Green finds Simpson.
Simpson. Just a missed time on the jump there, Dennis. He just actually was on the way down as it hit his hands.
Harvey gets it off hands. Confronted. Hooks it around the boundary. It bounces inside the 50. Down goes Jones. Leaping after the football down there as Fletcher really doesn't want the football. It's dragged back in, I think, by Jones and/or another Kangaroo. That's Thompson at the base of it, but the umpire decides that he will ball it up right beside the boundary line, just inside the 50. Hale goes up, hooks it down. Johnson, Jason, slick hands, get it across to Stanton, who proceeds to put it out of bounds on the full, about 75 metres out. Harvey to Simpson. Simpson goes looking for Hale. Too tall for him. Charging in was Jones. Put down. Stanton didn't have the football. Jones on his knees. The other Jones. Chad only as far as Camporelli. Kepler Bradley gave it to McPhee, who drives it towards half forward. Going back with the flat of an Archer. He succeeded only in punching it between he and the boundary, and the man in front of him leading back in the race was Lovett Murray, but Archer stayed with him and the ball is out of bounds. It'll be thrown in. We saw Hurd off the ground.
Good win to Archer, that. He didn't want to turn it into a speed and skill fight. He just wanted to take it out and get a few players back to help him out. Hale reaches over the top. Thumps it down. A little toe poke on the ball by Simpson. It's come off. Rawlings. Sinclair of it sits for him. Bang! Solomon knew he was there. Wanted him. Took him off the ball. Monfries spearing pass. Perfect. And the mark to Bolton inside 50.
They are finding some space. Their forwards are starting to find some space. If they can just get the skill level up now and start to hit some targets, they might be a silly chance. But the Kangaroo defence are struggling to go with it. A great effort by Solomon in the middle of the ground. Just a genuine contest. Bigger body, stronger body. Wins a footy back. Stanton's been very good.
Big kick this. They were out to a 20-point lead early in this term, the Kangaroos. From 50, nice off the boot, swinging away now, and only a behind.
Had a good ride on it, that. Kicking with the wind drain.
They both are doing.
Yeah.
Harvey in short. Archer. Things have changed in this game. Harris. Kangaroos on the back foot for the moment. In front was Simpson, punched away by Reynolds. Boundary throw in.
That's the sort of static stuff that Essendon would be happy with. We saw what happens when Harvey, or more importantly Wells, gets the footy and breaks the game open. Stop, start, kick over the mark. That's what the Bombers want to try and get the Kangaroos doing.
Simpson 10 possessions, but most of them came early. Sinclair knocks it forward, taken by Welsh, who kicks it just outside the 50. It trickles across the boundary line. Will be thrown in.
Just the marks inside 50, which give you a bit of an idea of how dangerous the side is. 8-1 in the first quarter to the Kangaroos. 5-1 in favour of Essendon in this second quarter. So it has just turned on its head.
8 possessions for James Hurd at the moment. He won't add to that. Monfries at close quarters. Well done, Harris, though, but then feeds it back into the path of Jason Johnson, who tries to bend it back with the outside of the boot, but succeeds only in kicking it behind.
Almost as if he thought that was the goals. Kick in, good. Simpson takes the mark. On defensive 50s, held up. They have become a little stagnant, the Kangaroos.
You've got to get the run going. Daniel Wells, the man, got to get involved.
Bradley gets back. Solomon caught a little high. Pusher.
Dean Solomon tried to cannon him. As in
50 here, is it?
Abusive language at 50.
Oh, that hurts.
Abusive language, abusive gesture.
Abusive language and abusive gesture.
Could be 100.
Might be.
Yeah, he tried to give him the cannon. He tried to push him into his own opponent to get the free kick for his team. There you go. A little push into the back there, trying to get him into the back of Kepler Bradley. Perhaps that's not his mindset, but that's how it appeared to the umpire.
Is that the gesture, the pointing?
think it is. No pointing anymore.
I don't know that one.
Yeah.
No point, Percy.
Having said that, we are the only footballing code who has for any time tolerated that to our umpires.
It's good to see that all of a sudden doing it in round 13, Derm. Long kick towards goal. It's offline. Only a behind. Because that's the first time anybody swore this year.
Well, I think it's toughened them up, though, Derm. We don't want the Louis Cantaleos
Mate.
out of defence.
Oh, look out.
Camporelli feeds it back. Welsh, well done. Jason Johnson through midfield. Goes down towards half-forward. McPhee plays on immediately. Solomon chance to make amends. Beautiful pass. Reynolds taken down by Pratt.
And Bolton asks for 50. He said he got him, legged him after he's marked it. They won't give it that close to goal. That was good ball transfer. Every time they've taken a mark going forward now, though, it's been a lead to the flank. If you notice, the Essendon player that marked on the half-forward flank was leading backwards at 45 degrees. It's almost like they're bypassing the true centre-half-forward position, looking for space out wide.
Now Reynolds needs to kick this one. If he does, there'll be a point the difference. Oh, dear. Goodness me.
That's as bad as we've seen off the boot for a set shot this season.
Gee whiz. Yeah.
I was reading something the other day about Dirk Nowitzki from the Dallas Mavericks. He always hums a David Hasselhoff song when he's shooting. It's his favourite singer, and the song is Looking at Freedom. When he's at the line, David Hasselhoff. Apparently is big in Germany as a singer.
He's very big in Germany.
Is he?
Yeah, apparently so. He's got to get out more.
Could have fooled me. Off hands, Camporelli, Dyson. Now Heffernan goes across the ground. Chance here for Bolton. Up he goes and takes the mark.
Been all right, Mark Bolton up there as a forward.
Once again, they hit the opposite flank. They bypassed the true corridor. And they've got some forwards who are running, albeit they're going out wide, they're running to the space.
Just good movement too, Dermot. There's 2, 3 or 4 options, and that's the 7th mark inside 50 now. And they've mixed it around. Hard to defend.
Bolton has kicked it behind tonight. Got about 2 or 3 set shots. Maybe he can hum David Hasselhoff as well. And he comes from 45. It works. It works. Straight through the middle.
See if the boys can dig out a bit of David Hasselhoff's best work.
I hope so.
Good luck. Playoff.
He was due to tour here as well, but I think
Big pop idol in Germany.
Cancelled due to lack of ticket sales, was it?
Hey.
Sorry. That's a good pair of hands there.
It is
Mark
clean,
Bolton.
clean hands. And look, up that, they've got some ability there. They've got the young boy Reynolds, Lucas, Lovett, Murray, Bolton, and
3 goals in a row now to the Bombers. First goal for Mark Bolton tonight. The only top 5 draft pick Essendon's had in the last 9 years, Mark Bolton. He was picked 4. Suggests they get another one very shortly. The way their season's developing. Kick towards Pratt. Held. Lovett Murray. Oh, the kick could have put the Bombers in front. And it was tapped across the boundary line by Ferrito.
it's a good effort from Frito, but it's a sign that the forward line's set up well. When that's a nice smother. When you get a quick kick out of the middle, and it might not go to a marking contest, but it drops into space without anyone else getting hands on it, that means you've got a good setup.
Can the Bombers get in front? Montfree's caught. Archer's tackle. Lovett Murray, boundary line. Makepeace helped him over. And we'll get another ball in. 36 players, 36. And earlier this term, the Kangaroos led by 20 points.
No, they're ready to come. It has to go forward. They're leaving space out the back. Well, that's all right.
Hale did well. Oh, clever kick at right angles by Archer, if you don't mind, as Simpson kicks it up towards the wing. In front, Jones. Knocked away by Lee. Jones, a bit of recovery. Grant somehow got it out to Schwarz, thought about going to the middle. Now he kicks down inside the forward 50. Not a bad second option. Thompson took the mark, played on, out to Green in trouble. Still Casey Green, short. Thompson once more. And Lee will be penalised for chopping the arms. No advantage there. It'll come back to Thompson.
The other one that he played on, Den, was touched off the boot, so he had to go. Gee, Ben Archer, just a very deft bit of work there. Look at that.
Good Zach.
Hey, it's a bit of Jim Steins at his very best. And there's the free kick for chopping of the arms. Got to go and kick back and kick this, Nathan Thompson. They really badly need this. Momentum swing. Just 5 minutes.
You are allowed to chop the arms if the kick's only 12 metres, though, aren't you? Because it's not an attempt at a mark.
Very interesting point you make.
That's a very good point.
Right, very interesting.
Thompson going at his second. And he score leads. Wow, terrific strong mark by Zav Rocker. 5 metres out. Terrible kick by Thompson. But Rocker clutched it brilliantly.
Yeah, without Fletcher in the goal square, that's what I said. If Nathan Thompson can at least break even or beat Dustin Fletcher, it'll put Essendon all at sea in the back half, because it just dismantles their structure. Normally that's Fletcher, but Thompson's led up and no one's there to cover on, well, Kepler-Bradley is, but he's not able to cover.
Zav Rocker, 2 goals last time these sides met. And he's missed.
I've written that in my footy record, Sav.
Get your white out then.
Well, David Hasselhoff could have a gold album here tonight. Ball goes to the outer side. This is Johnson.
And so much for all those NFL scouts who are here tonight to watch him in action. They've just picked up their briefcase and gone home.
I think Sav was humming Roger Viduris then.
Was he going for air? Was he going for hang time, Devon?
Gee, you got a bit of it, didn't he?
Simpson, Makepeace, chip kick, Pratt. He's held up at half-back.
Wells is free. Now go.
Well, he can go here.
Take him on.
Lucas came at him. He goes to Watt. Can load it up inside 50. Goes long. It's a wobble towards the goal square. Grant, hands and knees. He's over it. Tries to get it out. Hurd. Nice pressure handball. Watson, Jason Johnson. One of the late inclusions for the Bombers tonight. Long kick. Watt back in position A and takes the mark. Centre of the ground.
Gutsy mark too. Pops it out wide. Harvey relishes this situation in space inside the centre square. Makepeace. Under 4 minutes till half-time. Kangaroos coming back hard. Rocker, though, couldn't pick it up. Bradley moved about 15 metres. Wonderful courage there by McPhee. Was taken high. And he'll get the free kick. Advantage is paid. Called against Simpson. Through midfield comes Johnson. Reynolds had to wait to and get in pretty strongly. No 50. Kick towards the pocket. Drifting back. Lucas missed the mark. Farina missed the football. Lovett Murray didn't miss the goals. His second.
Now that set up Doom, they had all their players up outside 50. We've spoken about it often on Friday Night Football. They used the space behind. First of all, it was Lucas that dragged or ran his man back. Watt had to turn around. And Lovett Murray also, with his leg speed, running back towards goal, is a very dangerous proposition against Ferrito.
That's the positive. The negative is the Makepeace kick to Rocker at the other end. If you hit Rocker on the feet, you're playing with 17, really.
Essendon in front for the first time tonight. And Nathan Lovett Murray, second goal for this second term. Game number 50 for him tonight. And the Bombers have got a run on in the shadows of half-time. Hurd missed it. Petrie didn't. Kicks it inside 50. Good mark taken by Lee. The debutant. He looks all right.
He had AP last year. He's the only one on the senior list who didn't play a game, but they've got some belief in the boy.
He's from the Bernie Dockers down in Tasmania, and he's taken a couple of good, strong marks in defence. Kepler-Bradley's kick, a shocker. Monfries might make it look okay. He was jumped on, and he'll get the free kick at half-back.
Silly, not a good understanding of the game there from Green. They had him under pressure, and he just fell on it.
Hurd to Welsh. Inside the centre square, goes out wide. On the lead out there is Lucas. Wheels around in characteristic fashion. Long down towards full forward. Coming back with courage was James. Loose ball, Reynolds. Taken down brilliantly by Harding. Chance for McVeigh. He's swapped immediately. And we'll have a ball up about 5 metres out.
Wonderful coverage by Lee Harding. It wasn't his opponent he laid the tackle on. His opponent, I think, was Jones at that stage.
Right,
he went to the ball, and that is just goal saving.
Can't teach pace. Knocked across the line by Petrie. Behind.
Did a Ferrito smother at ground level, and then that magnificent tackle. They would have been in a bit of strife.
tackles in this second quarter. Kangaroos 19, Essendon 7. Probably in the favour of the Kangaroos because Essendon have had it most.
Simpson being busy in the latter stages of this term. Hugs the boundary.
Oh, where's that?
Well, 4 Bombers around the football, but Petrie did well, came to it, knocked it to Jones. It worked out okay. Jones goes to Green. Green storming down to the 50. Long from the 50. And he's missed to behind.
He had another bounce up his sleeve then, and a dish off by hand to about 40.
And now the Bombers quickly to the open side. Cartledge, another of the late inclusions tonight to Welsh. Kepler Bradley, toe poke good to Camporelli, who's held up. Out of the frying pan into the fire for Scott Camporelli. He might get back-to-back wooden spoons. 2 different teams.
He's 3rd in a row, would it?
Camporelli again. We had a big evening so far.
You want Scotty running past, running from goal to goal, not sideways getting the little chip kicks. You've got to utilise his ability to run. You've got to utilise the pace that he still has. You can get it back here, Scotty, if he just turns around.
Dyson goes long. And well left by Lovett Murray. He could have gone for that. Left it to McVeigh. Lucas on the move. Got it. And anything's possible with him. Left foot kicks. Tucked up against the boundary. Well within his repertoire. And he'll kick from virtually on the paint. On the 50-metre arc.
I love the kicking action of Scotty Lucas. Everything's perfect until he strikes the ball. It's still perfect then, and a nanosecond after he gives it a bit of hello dolly, both palms forward.
Won't bring it back enough. A chance for the Leapers to go up in the goal square. And it's a free kick to the Kangaroos.
Early jump. An unrealistic attempt at the footy.
And it'll go to Pratt. And that was...
Stanton was the man.
Unrealistic.
Short one is on.
You can also see that free kick paid against Pratt, you know, for Shepard having it passed.
In the back pocket. Watt.
Yeah, it has been paid in the past.
Let's move it on.
Watt, meantime, with the clock down to 10 seconds. Drives it around the outer side. And at the back, he didn't know he had it. But Chad Jones took the mark. Down around his hip. There's the siren, half-time on Friday Night Football. And the Bombers have come storming back after the Kangaroos led it by 13 points at quarter time. Now Essendon lead by 5 at the major break. 6-7 to 5-8. A good one is brewing. Stick around.
Happening, Dermot. Just all
How
of
do you see that
them,
battle?
as we said, the forward line for the Bombers looked the most dangerous, which is surprising given that Thompson down the other end, and not sure whether they work too well in tandem, he and Big Sav Rocco right now, but that'll be worked out. Just before I get your thoughts on it, let's head down to the dock. He's got something for us.
Yeah, just to let you know, Dustin Fletcher's been checked again for the sore ribs at half-time. They're quite happy with him, obviously, leaving him out there. But Jason Johnson, been trouble this year with a sore foot, starting on the bench. They're actually having a chat with the medical staff at the moment, Gary. A little bit sore, so may seem restricted in the second half with his foot problems.
Has to be there's something wrong with that man, because he's just a shadow of his former self as well. There's a lot of the Bombers who just don't look like the players they once were, Derm.
Yeah, well, there's James. You still know he's capable. You still know his mind thinks a little bit ahead of most others out there on the field. But that miss by Severio Rocker in the second quarter, that looms as a pivotal time in that second quarter.
Bombers by 5 points. Started the second half on Friday Night Football. Thumped down towards half forward by the Bombers. Socket off the ground by Watson. Wells a half chance. Down goes Jones. Was taken high, and he's going to get the free kick. Jones right on the defensive 50. Wants to go, and he does.
Brown's gone forward for the Kangaroos.
This is Harris. Kicks over the wing. Coming up on the lead. Thompson goes down and finds the footy right at the interchange gates. Thompson.
He's got space on the flank.
Sorry, one goal for Thompson as he goes towards half forward. Hale.
Burrito did well in that marking contest. Just gave him a bit of protection.
Hale, the dancing feet, short. Sinclair lunged at it, dropped it. McPhee, Watson, Fletcher sold into trouble. McVeigh back to Fletcher, high tackle. Bit lucky there.
Don't know that Jess Sinclair.
It hit him straight in the face.
No, that's pretty. Slattery. A offending hand went to the side of the head. Don't know, Jess Sinclair's had a game he'd like to put on the highlight reel.
So it's against McVeigh for a fend-off. He did say high tackle, the umpire, but it's against McVeigh.
Yes, I think we nicked away just in the whisker of time.
Beautifully headed it there, boy. Our boys just turned it down at the right time.
Well done.
Rawlings has got the football then. Lucky break for the Kangaroos. Kicks from about 65, just setting it up. Thompson, no contest.
That is how that man on screen there is an out-and-out champion, Dustin Fletcher, but he does have it. You can get a great view of it here. Watch him. Now, normally he'd be going for the footy, but the reach of Thompson has always had a bit of worry for Dustin Fletcher, and he's one player who'll run to the ball, and with him behind him, he's worried about the reach, so he feels for the man and doesn't go for the ball in flight.
Body conscious.
They got 5 goals and 3 Brownlow votes last time these sides met. Nathan Thompson bending it back. It's a lovely kick. Kangaroos lead it.
He's in good form, isn't he, Nathan Thompson? I mean, he really is seeing it early and reading it well. Yep. And you're right, he's unlike Dustin Fletcher, but he is very conscious of the big man. And there's a couple of times now the Kangaroos have been prepared in a big congested play just to isolate a one-out contest that they think will work. We saw Shannon Grant early in the game. On that occasion, they just kicked it off to the side and backed that man Thompson against Fletcher, which is an indication of the confidence they've got in him.
2 goals now for the night for Nathan Thompson. 30 goals for the season. Coming off a 17 possession, 11 mark game last week when he kicked 4-1. Has been in very good form from the ball up. Watson can't really get it out to advantage, so didn't want to knock it out. And the umpire can sort it out with another ball up.
4-man forward line for the Kangaroos after the bounce. Then they play 5-man at the bounce. The 5th man comes in now that they get a rebound. So there's the bench. But Thompson plays that inside 50 roaming key forward role.
Hale knocked it out by handball. Camporelli's kick was smothered. And Hill back to Camporelli. Good movement. Hurts on the move. Can't get there to mark it. Got knocked down. Ball back of the pack. Stanton. He toe poked it towards goal. It's at the post. Just with the outside of the foot.
Gee, Shannon Watt had a real chance to kill that footy.
Clash of heads between the 2 Kangaroo players. That was Stanton's 18th possession, that little outside of the foot toe poke towards goal.
This is a good defensive zone here set up by Essendon. They've got 15 men in it.
Jones goes to the pocket. Made it tough for Watt.
Yeah, it made it very difficult for the kick in, but if it gets penetrated, it's going the whole length of the field.
Nice pass to Petrie. Had to dive to take the mark. Kangaroos led by 20 points early in the second term. Scores level again now. Kick to Nathan Thompson. Takes the mark.
Now, Dwayno, that takes Fletcher away from the backline position, and he can't control and direct the rest of his teammates. So Lee trails in behind Brown.
Brown sends it long. Hale's inside 50, about to reach for it. Thump comes from Mark Johnson. Ball hits the deck. Camporelli, Solomon, McVeigh about to get caught. Watson, chip kick, good. And Lucas can run here. Hasn't looked forward. Pokes it to Hill. Got some space to work in. Handball over the top is okay to Heffernan. And the loose man's been created. It's Stanton. Good deliverer of the ball. Goes wide. Bolton thumped away by Petrie. Tucked up against the boundary. That's a win for Petrie. Will get a ball in.
Just at the other end, you saw the crumbing situation was perfect for Brent Harvey, and he just double grabbed it and ran over the top of it. Indicator that he's just not on and actually coming to the interchange bench now. So not having the great night that he'd like to have.
Harris in front.
Hill and Hale. Hurd. Kept it alive. No, he didn't. Umpire said it was out of play on attacking 50. And we'll get a ball in. James Hurd on screen. Hasn't had a big night. 10 possessions. Has kicked a goal. There's the Bombers bench. Monfries, Cartledge, one of the late inclusions. Bradley and Jason Johnson, the other late inclusion.
Hill slaps it down. Stanton left it behind. Hill went again, and McPhee overran the football. It's out of bounds.
Same thing there, isn't it? Just McPhee fumbles, which he wouldn't have done when he was up and about. So that's how confidence impacts on
Interesting.
players.
Harris doesn't have an opponent at this bounce down.
Hale
throw-in,
managed
sorry.
at the second attempt to get it forward. Simpson, high ball. Lucas, almost the clever mark at the back, goes after it, close to the boundary line. Well played by Ferrito, able to push it across the line, stifling the hand pass.
We'll watch this. See, that's Joe Watson, left-hand side of where the intended pack's going to be. And Harris out the other side. Their opponents, now they come together because the ball's in neutral territory.
Hale and Hill, Simpson, down goes Harris, looking for a free kick. Watt being wrestled. The crumb comes to Makepeace. Rawlings inside the centre square. Rawlings, early bounce, kicks inside the forward 50. Tailor-made for Fletcher, goes up and takes a strong grab under some duress as Thompson was coming back. And a good kick to Stanton. Robert Murray is breaking to the outer side. Down towards left half forward. Hurd wants it short. He's got it now.
Too far out to score, knows it, goes to the pocket, and Reynolds takes the mark.
The confusion between Pratt and Petrie down there. Pratt thought that Petrie was going to cover him, so he started to peel off and take Bolton. They're working together, the two Essendon players, and Petrie went with his man and left Pratt just trailing 5 metres in.
His last kick,
keep position back at the moment, Petrie.
Last kick of goal, Joel Reynolds, was a shocker from straight out in front. He missed. So from the angle he gets it. Oh. Bombers back in front.
Not sure if we'll see the actual work done in the goal square, but you'll see the confusion between, I guess, Petrie,
it was good, wasn't it? Yeah.
And Pratt. Just two youngish defenders, probably never spent any time in the last line together, so it was just a misunderstanding. And you'll see there too much space, but that was simply because Pratt thought that Petrie was going to cover for him, and didn't quite work out that way. And it's a beautiful finish from Joel Reynolds, who's had an interesting year. More of a full forward than a full back. I think we've said that a few times.
Backing out, guys. Arms up.
Hard to lip read, but I think that was looking for freedom. 7-8, 6-8, back in the middle. One down by Hale. Well done by Wells. Rawlings swings it out very wide. Bounces about 20 metres in from the line. Arriving quickly. Brown, does he keep it in? Carries the old Ming vase and pulls it back towards the middle. Ferrito plays on under pressure and spots a man.
Well, that's good coaching move by Dean Laidley. That is Harvey's replacement. And he is a good goal sneak. Well, he's better than a goal sneak. He knows what's happening out there. He's a very clever player and can kick the clutch goals. I tell you, if he kicks this one, it's almost like in the same fighting division, you know, an undercard, if you go to see a heavyweight title, in the same weight division, sometimes the undercard, they put in a little bit more because they want to get a little bit more recognition. And not the heavyweights here, but tell you what, they're fighting to get noticed. Get back.
We've got Butterby. He misses out to the right. Behind. Golden opportunity goes begging. Nice kick in from Fletcher.
Welsh sees Hurd moving wide and puts it to his advantage. Thought about playing on James Hurd. Just pokes it back again. Back into the corridor. Stanton. Possession number 20 coming up. Handball good to Welsh. The look away handball. Superb to Dyson. Goes long inside 50. Reynolds the go-to man now. Here's his man out. Kick one from here moments ago. Goes to the goal square. Tackle laid by Lucas. Magnificent. Gathered the ball. Tries to give it up to McPhee. Lost it again in the pack. They're calling for holding the ball. They're hailing cabs. And he gives it.
There were 6 Essendon players appealing for that one. That is the ultimate kangaroo court.
It's Arch too.
Arch does. He's got a history of not moving with the rules on that one. He did dive on it. It was plain for all to see.
How can you give that?
Because he dived on it.
He's a Renaissance man.
Everybody dived on him. Quite of numbers got it.
Well, the rules state he should dive at it and knock it free, knock it into space. It's unfortunate because that's the game he grew up with.
Look at that. That's it.
We shouldn't laugh, really, because it'll get back to him that we did.
Yeah, but he's a gentleman off the field.
And the kick by Lucas straight through the middle. He's got 2. The Bombers have got a sniff of victory.
Now, he's been pinged a 50 for abuse earlier in the game, so he's not saying anything, Arch. He's just got the 2 laser beams locked on the ump.
Now, that is a free kick,
yeah,
guys.
look, and he's done it a couple of times, and as we said, you never fault ever anyone his endeavour, and he's done this all his career because he knows no other way than just to be first in and at it, but fortunately that rule is working against him.
Oh, what about that look, eh? I think they'll be locking the doors at the Schmidt house tonight.
I saw in his first year, I tried to threaten him, and I've never seen a man less intimidated, and he was about 17.
Hill gets a hand pass away. Look out, he's in there.
He gave it the backhand.
He's taken it out on the footy. The kick down towards half-forward, missed by Johnson, missed by Thompson, taken by Fletcher. Thompson did well as Smother. Fletcher did well as he smashes it forward close to the boundary. Monfries and the football go out, and it will be thrown in.
This is Essendon's biggest lead of the game. 11 points the margin. Hale almost held by Hill. Umpire said no, play on. Jason Johnson bumped off at Sinclair. Hasn't had a big night. Hill, Heffernan to the midfield, to the open man. Stanton, long kick. McPhee, the target. Pushed of it by Ferrito. Illegally.
Early push with the hands.
Okay, against McPhee.
Yeah, the ball was too far away. Needed to time it better.
Ferrito to Harvey. Goes wide. Ball knocked towards Stanton, and they'll reload. Over the top to McPhee. Back to Stanton. Possession 23. Goes inside 50. Lucas half-held. Watt. Lucas rolls it towards goal. Petrie gets back. Bumps into the post. Not caught her behind. Didn't touch the post. And he finds Harvey at half-back flank for the Kangaroos.
Plays on. This is Jones. Chad Jones across half-back. Pops it to space. Intelligent kick too. If it sets, it will. Rawlings confronted by Johnson. Well, Johnson stayed off. Makepeace surrounded. Gets through. Kicks from 55. Has it got the carry? It may have been touched by Welch. I don't know. I don't think so. Look at those eyes. It's a goal.
Oh, get a quick look. Get a close-up of this. He is... Now, that type of behaviour suggests that this boy is telling the truth. I know you can't go to the honesty plea. Well, hang on. No, that hasn't gone completely. That hasn't completely gone over the line. But let's have a look at this. I'd back the boy in here. I reckon he's got some of that.
He touched it.
I reckon he's got some of that.
Inconclusive.
Yeah, I'm with Gary. 2 versus 2.
Well, I think it's quite conclusive.
Let's go to ultra slow-mo. He touched that.
Oh, he touched it, did he?
Yeah, where's the spicometer?
Yeah.
56 plays 51, and yet again we've got a game. Hill knocks it down. Jason Johnson's kick bad. Petrie, not 15 as you heard, sends it wide. Jones flies, got bumped. Umpire said it was okay.
Oh.
Hill got bumped. That was okay. McPhee got caught. Handball was okay. Jason Johnson, Heffernan. He's going to play on advantage, but it'll be brought back.
They've got the best run tonight, the Bombers, I've seen for the last 6 weeks out of this side. They've got players running from behind to receive.
Stanton again. And Hill. And he's held up the captain of the Bombers. Pokes it towards half forward. Hurd drops in front of Lucas.
Play on footy.
Wobbles it inside 50. Coming hard. Jason Johnson couldn't get a mark. Solomon caught, bumped, ridden, dumped. And they'll get a ball up.
Well, it's entertaining. That's what it is. I mean, they're going to turn it over and they're going to miss some targets, but I think the victory is very, very much sought after, and that's what makes it, you know, competitive. It's going to go to the wire because one side's not good enough to blow it out of the water.
Backing out of the pack, Schwarz, then lost the football. Well done, Reynolds. Into the path of Johnson. Now a chance for Heffernan. Feeds it back, lining up Camperelli. And he kicks the goal.
Oh, just on the back of that, Scotty Camperelli, he tried to sneak a little kick around the back before. That's what he's got to do, sit behind the ball and come past it. Admittedly, it came out the back door to him. But he's got to sit behind and sum up when to run through and receive. I'm glad it's going this way, because the Kangaroos have the ability to come back against Essendon, and this game's going to go to the wire. I don't know if Essendon have the ability to come back at the Kangaroos should the roles be reversed.
Scott Camporelli's 6th game for the Bombers, his 2nd goal, coming off 233 games at the Blues. Ball up in the middle. Hale, Grant, they need them all to fire now, the Kangaroos. Archer's in there. Hippler-Bradley, bumped, stripped. He's still got it. No, he hasn't, according to the umpire.
I tell you, he's got the hardest job on the field at the minute. Nathan Lovett-Murray has been given the message to stop Glenn Archer from charging in off the square. He's got no hope.
Yeah, but he's aiming for the umpire. Well,
Dylan Hale, tackle laid by Casey Green.
You know what he's thinking, but... no, Arch would never do that.
That would be a tough assignment, wouldn't it?
He just can't stop him. I've been watching it. It's been very entertaining.
Take some shackles out. There's Grant out of the middle, goes down towards half forward, going back. Johnson with courage, and that's a terrific mark. Plays onto his namesake.
Great effort.
There's Jason Johnson then towards the wing. Pitches just inside the boundary. Awkward one for Stanton. And he takes it across the line.
There we go. Away he goes. He's doing his best, but he just can't stop him.
He can't get the cross. It's just down on it.
He's one crooked bounce from having an impact. Hand pass comes out. Simpson did well. Wells, Grant not so well. Johnson, Camporelli advantages paid Monfries. Jason Johnson inside the centre square. McVeigh.
Neat.
Beautiful. Reynolds. He's provided a target.
Yes. Very neat bit of
That's
play.
going to be 50, isn't it?
No, he ran into Ferrito rather than the other way around.
He does lead up at the footy, and he's relatively quick by foot. You'll get a shot of him. He kind of scampers out here and then bends the lead back in. He's done well.
Mark Johnson has had bigger nights possession-wise, but he's done some very, very good things down there. He's actually playing on Grant when he goes down, and he's managed to keep him in check, and he's just been very good.
His last attempt was wonderful from the boundary. This should be easy at 40 metres out. And he hits the behind post on the full.
That's the frustration of Joel Reynolds, and Essendon supporters have been waiting and waiting and waiting for him to make a mark. The faith has been there.
Yep.
He's now got an opportunity. He's doing nicely, and then you do that.
Well,
How do you do that?
I think complacency's a problem. He's forgotten
How can he be complacent?
He's forgotten about David Hasselhoff.
He wasn't humming at all then.
In the previous attempt, he was.
Kicks
Just
certainly
on
aren't humming off the boot.
On the matchup too, Daniel Pratt, we saw last week they tried him out of the goal square. Now Brendan Favola's a much different proposition to Reynolds as a full forward, but he was incapable of chasing Favola out, and now Reynolds is giving him a bit of a run out of the goal square as well.
Watt got it from Schwarz, gives it to Harvey, who thought about playing on, maybe took a step, and now he has played on. Wells, if anyone can get out of trouble, he can. Gave it back to Harvey, and now Grant, midfield with some space. Sinclair.
Poor handball.
Yeah, put him into trouble and into traffic. Goes back to Grant, so good handball. Because Grant got a couple of stats out of it. Schwarz takes on Welsh. The 1-2 through the midfield. And now Sinclair inside 50. Wobbles it through.
Shepherd legal.
Wasn't the best build-up, but it was effective.
Oh, you're right. Try and map that one out for a set play.
Yeah, they did that. They kept the ball moving.
Yeah, they kept it
the
alive.
only good thing about it was that they just kept flicking it around. There was one handball here that I reckon it's this one. That's a nice little bit of work there.
That's through the tunnel.
Yeah, just sets
You know
him
what
away.
it did do? It went into space.
Yep.
So the Bombers by 5 points in this third term. Under 8 minutes till three-quarter time. Johnson, the McVeigh towards half forward. Well done, Makepeace. Simpson had it. Jarred loose. Camporelli. Monfries 60 metres out. Lovett-Murray up. Had it knocked away by Archer. Well done, Archer. Good shepherd. Bought some time for Watt. Now Pratt drives it towards the outer side. Will it get there in time? Yes, it will. Well done, Hale. Bradley on the ground, overcommitted. Kick to half forward. The Kangaroos showing a bit of facial here, a bit of muscle at the moment as this one comes in and the mark is taken by Rocker.
Oh, you watch this thing take off. Now this is his zone. I prefer him here than the 20 out.
Well, that's easy to say now.
Oh, well, it's true, because when he's here, he just gives it, he just lays the ears back on it. He takes the one wood to it.
How many rows back, Bill?
Oh, you'll get it 6. Kick from 51, 52.
He averages close to 4 goals a game against the Bombers. In he comes from 60. Gives it a ride. No trouble at all. That is remarkable, considering what happened last time at the other end.
Yeah, the miss. The last quarter we saw him out there was a chip shot from in front of the green. This was the one wood off the deck. It went like a tracer. He is roughly, his left foot is roughly a half a metre. No, centimetres forward of the centre square.
I don't reckon he hit it all that well. Well,
and he's still got it 60 on the fly.
His first goal of the night, Sav Rocker, his 8th goal of the season, and he's only 3 goals away from being the 12th highest goal kicker of AFL VFL history. He has been a sensation, Sav Rocker. Free kick from the middle, play on, no advantage. Jason Johnson missed the target. Wells, Lee Brown chips the kick. Thompson dives and marks on 50. The Kangaroos by a point. We've played 23 minutes in this 3rd term, and they lead by behind with this kick to come.
Once again, the destabilisation of the Essendon back line, because, we'll have a look at this, because Dustin Fletcher is standing on the mark and Nathan Thompson kicks over him. So the organiser of the welcoming committee is not going to be in the goal square.
He's kicked 2 tonight. He goes to the goal square and takes a strong grab.
That's exactly what we're talking about. Now, if Dustin Fletcher's in that goal square, no matter if he's on Thompson, he would kill that footy.
Yeah. Instead, it was Cartledge who was a late inclusion, and he's played 4 games before tonight. Tristan Cartledge is a fair bit difference in experience. To give the Kangaroos a 7-point break, and he's got it. And all of a sudden, the tide has turned.
Well, he's got some talent. He's had a pretty good year, David Hale. Certainly taken a big step forward. But he's got to do more of that. He really does need to impose himself more. He does some good work in the centre, of course, but he's got good hands. He's got good mobility. And when you know you've got a young, inexperienced opponent, well, the good players drive that home at every single opportunity. And that's what he's got to start to do.
Last time they met in round 14 last season, Nathan Thompson got 5 goals. Hale got 3, Sav Rocker got 2, and the crummer, Harding, got 4. History starting to repeat itself tonight. Out of the middle, Harris towards half forward. Here's Harding, as if on cue, gets a hand pass away. Harvey, long towards full forward, the tall timber. It completes. Yes, free kick to Essendon, advantage is paid. Away they come. Fletcher sends it out wide to Monfries. In short, Welsh involved earlier. Fletcher can go across the ground to Jason Johnson. Will he give it to Lee? No, not required. Mark Johnson thought about the hand pass to Heffernan. Kicks inside the centre square. Bolton giving advice as he hand passes. Welsh once more inside the 50. Monfries. Oh, well done.
Good boy.
That was terrific.
He just watched the footy, Dennis. He didn't worry about the early jump by Wells to try and put him off.
They say he's just absolutely fanatical, Angus Monfries, about his footy. He'll do whatever it takes to be as good as he can be, and it's a great starting place. I mean, you've got a bit of talent. He's got more than a bit of talent.
I reckon he's good, this kid.
Yeah, he's terrific.
He's got a real show.
To supplement it, he's going to be an important player.
You know he's going to be one of these goal-kicking forwards who can go into the midfield and win plenty of it.
Now, the Kangaroos have got the last 3 goals in the space of 4 minutes. Well, Monfries will still be a good footballer. Stanton gets a hand pass away.
Gets a bit close.
Solomon, Stanton, Solomon on the 50, down towards full forward. It falls in short, uncontested. Schwartz.
Yeah, that was the ultimate Moz. We can occasionally get him to miss, but that was even better.
We got him in triplicate. All three of us were singing his praises.
I'll tell you what it did do, though. Daniel Wells on the mark. He thumped it into him, and Wells has just got up now.
Dwayne had jumped on board, he would have slipped and missed it.
Des Sinclair finds Archer.
It's a good game. I mean, it's not a classical game, but we've got a great contest here.
Inside 3 minutes to three-quarter time. Archer just chips it towards the wing. Ferrito holds it up. 69 plays 62. Good crowd in, and they're being entertained. Ferrito, no one on the mark, so he takes off, sends a long ball towards Nathan Thompson. Sav Rocca over the top, the big fly, and it's vintage Sav.
Welcome to footy, young Andrew Lee. The monster's just landed on him.
Oh, imagine having 110 just pop the knee right into the middle of your spine. Now, see Thompson running back with Fletcher. He's led to the wing. And once again, Fletcher's not there to organise the spoil.
Bang! Look at that.
And Fletcher's the crumbing player, and that's why the Nathan Thompson-Fletcher battle is so pivotal to the...
Beautiful.
Then got him again off the top rope.
That is a great mark.
What they call that, the stiletto effect, don't they? All that weight behind one tiny little knee point.
Been a champion, 10-time club-leading goal kicker, 7 times at Collingwood, 3 times at the Roos, and he slots a pressure goal. He's got 2.
Well, sometimes you question whether he's got the mobility, but gee, when he does something like that, Big Sav, you think to yourself, yeah.
Oh, look, we're going to call it makepeace in the second quarter when he kicked to him. And he dropped it on his bootlace. If you kick the ball along the ground to Sav, you're playing with 17. But you put it up in the air, you give him a shot at it like that.
Oh, right,
isn't that wonderful? As a midfielder, to see a 110-kilo forward do that, you love it.
And you've really got to admire Nathan Thompson as well, prepared to sacrifice his own game here to help the team. It's paying off. 11-9, plays 9-8. The Bombers, who just a few minutes ago led by over a goal.
Thanks. Now lay him up.
For Jobe Watson, they've been fantastic when they just win first touch on the ball in the middle of the Bombers. He is their most important player now. He's got to win the ball forward. I'll bounce it straight, will you?
Brown knocked it down. There's Jobe Watson. Hand passes out wide. Well done, Stanton. Jason Johnson floats it down towards the 50. It pitches just inside the line and runs away. 1:30 remaining till three-quarter time. Seesawing affair at halftime. The Bombers led by 5 points. They trail now by 13, and this is a dangerous time for them.
Yeah, Steve McBurney is a brilliant umpire, but his bouncing's been right off tonight. He'd just like to see the ball get a true contest in the neutral zone. Maybe one of the other umpires bounce it.
A scramble develops, and one of the other umpires, I think, will bounce it. No, it's umpire McBurney again.
All right, let's see how he goes this time. His last 4 have gone skew-if.
Some pressure on now.
Oh.
And that's not too bad. Hill knocks it down, but to Harris.
Didn't give
Harding,
one like a chance.
Sinclair weaves his way through traffic, goes to Archer. Chip kick good, back to Harding. Held up by Heffernan, then takes off again. Tries to spear the pass toward Jones. Half volley attempt, not bad. Tackle attempt, terrible. Pushing the back. Play on advantage. Burrito. Back to Harding. 3rd possession in this string. The pass, magnificent. And it travelled 15 and a half. And Thompson will line up with less than a minute to three-quarter time.
That handball of, was it Ferrito, I think?
Yep.
Just a bit of Polly Farmer about it. Big right hand, bang. Didn't have to change stride. Unconventional is Lee Harding, but gets the job done, as does this man, Nathan Thompson, who's been absolutely fantastic for the reasons that Dermot's spoken about, because of the job he's doing on Fletcher as well. He's taken 9 marks.
He leads up at the ball carrier.
He's got 2, and that was never in doubt. 5 goals in a row for the Kangaroos.
And that would please Dean Laidley no end, because they were challenged, they gave the lead up, And as they did last week, they've come back.
Now, it's arguable that he's best on ground, Nathan Thompson, but he is the most important player on the ground right now, because Fletcher's the one who can sew up the back line, and by doing this leading up, and he hits, you look at every chest mark he takes on the lead, he cares for the ball so much on the way down, he bangs his head into the turf because safety comes secondary to him. It's all about the care for the ball so it doesn't slip out. But he's the most important player on the ground at the moment. He's taking Fletcher away, taking marks on the lead, so Fletcher can't peel off.
Margin 19 points. Thump forward by Brown. Taken away by Harding. Needs a quick mark. It's deep into attack. Bodies from everywhere. There's a whistle. Advantage is paid. There's the siren.
It was against Thompson. He put the hand in the back of Solomon, pushed him.
Almost a smile there from Dean Laidley. And why not? That was a terrific finish to the term. They've kicked the last 5 goals in this game. The Kangaroos on Friday Night Football on a roll. 12-9 to 9-8.
You know, we started to get our hands on the ball in close. You know, far be it in the second quarter. Lazy, 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 right? We need our ball winners inside to get it, but we need to keep giving it to the runners. Runners, give it to them, give it to them. Our tall forwards are starting to dominate, but let's just not bomb the ball in there. Let's put it to their advantage, okay? At times, there may be some numbers dropping back. Okay, you may have to lower your eyes, but just put it up in the air for them, put it to their advantage. That's what we're looking for. David Hale, exceptional third quarter, okay? But you need to do it again. Drewy, well done down there. But our ability to keep running and running and running is going to be all important. And it starts in the centre, getting the ball out of it, Haley, getting your hands on it. Make sure we know who our opponents. If Camporelli's trying to go to you, or to you, Simo, or to you, Wellesley, who's the fourth player, okay? We worked it very well. Reset.
Fantastic stuff, and the run is what they need, and just also when they go forward, it's a simple thing to them. We've spoken about, kick it to the advantage, just to the preferred side of your forwards, give them a chance.
Well, as Essendon are not an exceptionally quick team, someone like Wells, he really did burn early on in this game. He's gone a little bit shy, a little bit quiet in the second and third quarter. He could blow it open.
Now, what about the Bombers? They've got to find something. Adam McPhee is a player that's got to give them something here, and Scotty Lucas probably the other one that's really got to lift if they're a chance.
Start of the final term. Watch for James Hurd to come in from the right. He started across half back. He should arrive shortly. Hasn't arrived yet. They'll have a ball up.
Sound like you're describing Haley's Comet.
There he is.
McPhee, just 11 possessions. Scott Lucas, just 9 possessions. They're two senior players. They've got to have an impact if the Bombers are a chance.
Umpire threw it up that time. That's interesting.
That was Schmitty, though.
Over the top comes Hurd.
Yeah, if you can't bounce it, throw it up, because one of the great things about our games is it's one footballing code that the ball starts in neutral territory and you give two blokes an even shot at. See, that doesn't give an even shot.
Hill knocked it down. This is Heffernan. Created some space. Welsh pulls it around the corner. Dyson went back, dropped the mark. Monfries went down. Harding breaks away. Penetrating kick towards the 50. Grant. 18th possession coming up, hard against the boundary, sends it down a full forward. Fletcher's in front, takes the mark.
Now, Dean Laidley's just belted the box because that wasn't to the preferred side of Thompson.
Stanton chips the kick to Solomon. He's got it on the wing. 81 plays 62. Looks up. McPhee, there he is. Did he take the mark? Yes.
Paid it, but not clean. Give it to him.
15 against Ferrito.
You didn't need to pick it up. You've gone over the mark, picked up the footy.
Well, that's pretty...
If he belted the box, he's just kicked the window in, I reckon.
I actually felt the tremor then. Or was that you, Gaz?
No, that is just unforgivable. When you've got a team all knocked down...
1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, he's come over at 4, Gaz.
Then why do you pick it up?
Yeah, that's a good call.
Yeah.
Well done, Schmitty.
Well, he's going to lower it an octave or two, umpire Schmidt, though.
So the 50-metre penalty didn't take him into the goal square, so he stays on the angle. Hasn't kicked a goal tonight. He's kicked one now, and the Bombers have a sniff.
I'm not surprised that Michael Ferrito is coming to the interchange bench. you got to understand that that first goal is so critical, because now the Bombers give themselves a really legitimate shot at it. Had the Kangaroos, in fact, you go back the other end of the ground, that kick in from Shannon Grant, was it? Nathan Thompson was 3 metres behind Dustin Fletcher. The kick fell short. Fletcher marked, and this is what the result. So there were 2 passages of play there that would have Dean Laidley fuming.
Wow. Well, that was a cook. Burrito didn't get a word in.
No, you just bite your tongue in those situations.
Hill upended, tapped it straight down to his rival, and Hale kicks towards half forward. Terrific mark by Simpson. He's been good to Harding, has been lively, and that's a beautiful pass to Thompson, who's been accurate.
The thing is, Dustin Fletcher is protecting the spine then of the ground, the absolute true spine of the ground, so he's playing on the inside. You'll get a shot of it here down the field. Oh, well, probably in a bit close with the view. There you see, and Thompson just goes to the side. The ball's incoming.
Nathan Thompson, universally admired. Not many footballers in that category, and he kicks his 4th.
Last week, though, the Kangaroos were singing the praises of Adam Simpson, whose probably season hasn't been what it has some of his previous years been, but when the game is up for grabs and it's in the balance, he is a man that you can rely on almost every single time, and that's just a great mark. He just set that up, and we've already sung the praises of that fellow there, Nathan Thompson. What a star.
4 goals for Nathan Thompson, the leading goal scorer on the ground. It's back to where it was. 19 points was the margin at 3/4 time. From the ball up, Heffernan had it, lost it. Still got it. Watson threads a handball nicely back to Hill. Kick smothered. The Kangaroos are fighting hard. They want this victory. Harvey inside 50. Thompson, Hurd gets back, takes the nice grab.
Ricky Dyson needs to just see James Hurd go back to the footy like that.
Certainly does. He should have held that one just before. Kick a shocker, and Makepeace mops it up for the Roos.
Well, I don't think it was that bad a kick. 2 Essendon players, one went flat-footed, and Solomon thought he was called out of it by his teammate. Could have gone at it.
To Harding. Short one is on. Very short. Bounced in front of Harvey. Feeds it back towards Harding, who paddles it across to Harvey.
Party tricks.
Yes, interesting. Unorthodox but effective. Harding goes down towards the attacking 50, and Rocker was being held, but he took the mark anyway, showed the judgment. The crowd suggesting he'd go for this. This would be a very hard one to kick. Might get the distance, but he realises his limitations and puts it on the chest of Grant, who should kick it from here.
Now, is that Joe Watson on the mark? I think it is. He'd be disappointed with that, Job. He was playing for a longer kick. He was expecting Rocker to go longer. He just sat off him. Just sat off him by 3 or 4 metres.
Look at James drop the shoulders looking at him too.
Been good, Joe, but on that occasion...
Not often a player gets to play with the father and the son at the one club.
Yeah.
Grant steps inside the 50. Not his best effort. He's kicked quite a few behinds tonight. That's his 3rd. All of them gettable as Fletcher brings it in. Good kick too. Finds Welsh.
Run Bombers.
Hasn't got a lot to give it to by foot, so he goes to Stanton by hand. Camberelli normally delivers pretty well. He goes long. Lucas is the hope. Archer came in with the big fist. That's a free.
What?
He'll go to Lucas.
Lucas went for the push, but coming back, he hasn't got eyes on the footy.
Yeah, but Lucas felt for him. He didn't feel for Lucas.
But he actually laid hands on it. That's what the umpire's going to say. Don't shoot the messenger.
No, but I'm suggesting that Lucas is the man who initiated the contact. So
yeah, I think so too.
So what was the free for?
The free kick was paid for what making contact without looking at the footy. That's
footy gods are watching, and they only allow behind.
Yeah, but what I think we all agree is that he didn't make contact. Lucas made contact.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's fair enough. I mean, no, not fair enough. I agree with you guys, yeah. Lucas initiated contact, but the free kick, the interpretation was that he made the contact while not looking at the footy. And it's incorrect.
Shenanigans. Archer, right half back.
Play on now, Glenn. Play on.
Early bounce.
It was an early bounce.
Kicks it beyond the wing. Big pack. Good mark in front by Hill. Hurd. Hasn't been vintage Hurd tonight across the ground. Bolton needs to get it because he's certainly outnumbered. Does pretty well, actually. Tied it up for long enough. Stanton, his 31st possession. Camporelli's kick. Not effective. Archer. Harding, who's got busy in the last 15 minutes or so.
Wells off, Harvey on.
Harvey on, and he steps up and gets the footy straight away. Short one. Brown going back. Takes the mark. Barely the 15.
Chips the kick. Hoping for and finding Schwartz, who may be thinking of going the big long launch here. Can kick a long ball, and he's in two minds. Thought about it, went to Sinclair, who marks on the paint.
Now look, Thompson. You see Fletcher just there coming into screen.
Over the top of Schwartz. Harvey whips his way into trouble. Gets the shot away. It's a wobbler towards full forward off hands. Welsh cuts it off. Last line of defence goes to Lucas. Gets there. Takes the mark. And no one to go to ahead of him. So he has to wait for everybody to get in front of him to go with the pass to McPhee.
Is it right half back, McPhee? Off his step to Dyson. Midway between the lines. Half back and centre. Welsh pushing up the ground. Mark Johnson. Dyson. Hurd. Goes looking for and finds Watson. Short one is on. Reynolds plays on. Just ran into Pratt, who took him down strongly. Coming through Makepeace. Now an opportunity for Rocker. Goes short and finds Grant.
And he's still on if he gets up.
What about the casual left footer from Big Sav? Just casually belted it down the line and found Shannon Grant.
But it was just a half swing by Sav, and you know why it came off like a belt? Because that leg weighs about 8 stone.
His man actually was Andrew Lee that was running for that ball, and Reynolds turned the footy over, and there was Sav just sitting back.
Well, he could have kicked 3 or 4 tonight. He's got 1-3. Shannon Grant. And his milestone night, and he comes, and he's tucked this one way right. Most uncharacteristic.
Mr. Sunbury shapes up and says, "My free."
Heffernan.
He's a beauty.
Sold the dummy. Now goes with the handball to Fletcher. From half back, goes long, hoping for the big fly from Bolton. Second grab good. Solomon. Ball didn't get to him. Harding. He's been a live wire from the wing. Spots the captain. And Simpson can't take the mark. Will get a ball in.
That's what scoreboard pressure does to you. Now, don't blame Bolton. He's trying to get the ball into play-on mode. Scoreboard pressure, they're behind. They've got to get it there quickly. And it forces him to give a blind handball to what he thought was an open target.
Had 7 possessions in this final term so far, Harding, and he only had 8 for the game last week. From the ball up, Grant. On attacking 50. Goes central. Goes to Sav. Used the body pretty well on Lee. Harvey has the pass option. Rawlings wants to play on, wants to put it straight through the middle, misses across the face. Only a behind. They've had opportunities, Kangaroos, to put this game beyond the Bombers. They're still within reach.
Doing the right thing by us. I'm not sure by their supporters, because they've just left it slightly ajar.
Welsh got it from Jason Johnson. Drives it wide. Taken by McPhee, who got the first goal of the term. McPhee back to the middle. Jason Johnson throws down, though. He can't run on. Very short to McVeigh.
And
nearly
go.
the 15 now. He's away. Kicks inside the forward 50. Good kick, too. Wonderful foot skills by McVeigh. And the football with Lovett Murray. He'll kick it goal from 35 metres out and keep the Bombers in this one.
And he'll kick it. He will kick this goal, because that's what happens when it's almost footy Karma, exactly. You fritter away chances at the other end of the ground, and the one chance the opposition side get, they nail it.
Gee, they look good, the Bombers, when they receive a mark and they go straight into play-on mode.
Lovett Murray comes in and puts it behind. Well, it's footy karma, unless the commentators say
That's right.
He'll kick a goal. That's right, exactly.
That's right.
Makepeace. Harvey. And time on their side now, the Kangaroos. Lifts it over the top, back to Makepeace. It's around some traffic. Chips the kick good. Kick to Lee Brown.
Still 10 minutes. That's, what's that, an eighth of a match? Dino.
We'll try and work that out shortly, Derm. Archer. It's a half a quarter. It's an eighth of a game, you're saying, Dale.
Yeah, 20 minutes for a quarter.
Archer to Harris.
Pizza delivered.
Gets it wide to Makepeace. Pokes the pass. Good pass to Ferrito.
There's time enough for a career to be made here.
He's had his cook from the coach. He comes on, gets a pass, goes inside 50, misses the target. Fletcher, Camporelli to the open side. Reynolds. A little bump after the mark. What will he do with this possession? Can he find a target? He can. And it's Stanton, who's been sensational.
Has been magnificent, Stanton.
He certainly has a career high for possessions, 32 of them now. Watson to Dyson, who pulls it back over the head of Hurd. Backing up though, Jason Johnson goes in. It's karma.
Game on.
His first goal.
Oh, just under an eighth of the game to go now. And this time, if they're good enough, Dwayno.
Ninth goal scorer. Lovett Murray's got 2. Everyone else individuals. Well, this is what you got to do. I mean, if you're sitting on the bottom of the ladder, you got to bring it back into the centre corridor and take the risk and give yourself a legitimate chance.
But they look all right when they play on from those static possessions, marks or free kicks.
Well, it might be karma for Essendon, but it's not karma in there at the moment. The Kangaroos still lead. But as Derm said, there's an eighth to go. It's not over till this, well, less than a 16th from the kick out. High, Hurd gets there. He didn't quite make it out of the centre square. And Hurd, who's playing off the half-back flank, takes the mark and finds McVeigh. They've got a sniffle right, the Bombers. Chips it wide. Watson. Sends it inside 50 to Lucas, who takes the mark.
Good split.
I tell you what, I really like the move of Hurd, just to sweep across half-back, and he will just adjust with the ball, so he's always about a kick behind.
You know what it also does is, because Fletcher's been dragged out of that position where he organises the back line, it gives them some stability and direction when the ball falls in that spine area, and Hurd can direct it.
He's kicked 2-2 tonight, Scotty Lucas. This to keep the chance alive. He's hit the post.
Harvey, as the Kangaroos bring it in quickly. Harvey towards the wing. Hill, well, he should have done better there against the smaller Harris. Behind Ferrito. Now Simpson. Runs beyond the wing, kicks inside the forward 50, hard ball to mark, it bounces very high. Rocket tried to direct it down. Grant couldn't get through. 33 possessions for Stanton. Bradley to Fletcher. He goes looking for a worthy man on the outer side. James Hurd plays on. McVeigh pushes up towards the wing. Penetrating kick. Petrie coming on the angle. Lucas arrives, gets into his back. No, says the umpire. Throw it in.
Now, at the other end, Nathan Thompson could do with a spell right now, but they are worried about Fletcher running right and just owning everything down there. But I'd be tempted to give him 2-3 minutes and then bring him back for the last 5.
Margin 13 points. Throw in just outside the 50. Hill locks up with Brown. Hurd goes after it after the hand pass from Watson. Watson's kick 10 metres. Petrie, Simpson.
Good lead.
Simpson drives it around the outer side. In front flying was Thompson, knocked away by Fletcher. Roving the pack, a determined Dyson. Running towards half forward, times the release. Stanton, not so good. Into the incoming Jones. Jones the high ball. Lovett Murray has to wait. Almost stolen away by Pratt. Good umpiring. Play on's the call.
Lovett
Murray got a hand pass to Camporelli to Stanton. Pitching kick inside the forward 50. Ricochets off the hands of Lucas. Ferrito on the ground. Gave it to Makepeace. To Watt. And now Harding with some time. Comes away slowly. Pratt is coming off the ground. Harvey's got the football.
Super effort.
Chip kick. Grant gets there, takes the mark. And Casey Green comes on to replace Pratt. Rockers in the pocket. Takes the mark. He's within range. He wants to play on. He goes toward the top of the square. Bouncing ball. Fletcher got there. Tried to half volley and it's still alive. Rawlings dives in. Kick off the deck. Was pretty good until it landed in the arms of Hill.
Yeah, they've got to find another target forward.
Camporelli's turned it over. And Sinclair's taken the mark. Scott Camporelli may have given up any chance Essendon had of stealing this game away from the Roos.
Watch Pratt run with the flight of the ball. He gets first hands on it. Hard to work out, but he is in pain straight away.
And I was just going to say, they had to find another target except for Scott Lucas. Hurd's gone down, realising the game's in the balance, fair enough, and then this happens.
Jess Sinclair has kicked one tonight. Brings it back. He has got it. And they've nearly got it.
Almost fitting the skill error. A turnover has just iced the game for the opposition, because that's how the game started, and that appears how it's going to finish. Just unforgivable when it's in the balance. You got a bit of momentum. Not critical of the rationale to come inside of the middle of the ground. It's the execution.
There's Pratt as a result of that.
It's the Ruckman's injury, the posterior.
Demarcation.
That's twice tonight. I'm going to get the sack.
Bone on bone. Check with the doc. Confirm that. Simpson slaps it forward. Camporelli across the body. Not very wide. Watson. Fickle bounce. Hill. Well, he went at the man. That was Archer. Archer did well. So too Simpson. Back comes Archer. In trouble close to the boundary line. Solomon, some tough hombres in there. Close to the line. Hill sockers at about 10 metres. Going back is Green. It ricochets off Simpson and goes out of bounds.
Now, under pressure now, because the game's in the balance, Glenn Archer still reverts back to his nature, and that is see the ball, run at it, and grab it.
But then flings it away. Doesn't matter how. Down goes Wells.
He is a superhuman, isn't he?
He is. The base of that is Wells, who's been pretty quiet. 13 possessions. There's Dean Laidley. It looks like he's got the 4 points tonight.
Ticked into time on. We've played 20 minutes. 5 to go. Archer to Wells. Little handball backwards, Simpson. And that handball missed the target. It's back alive again over the boundary, and we'll get a ball in.
Adam Simpson, 2 clanger handballs in a row.
33,747 tonight. To see two teams who can't make the finals this year, but they can both still win the wooden spoon, although with the Kangaroos' victory tonight, you'd think they've played their way out of wooden spoon territory. There's the Kangaroos' next 4 games. Bulldogs, Lions, Crows, and then Geelong. It'll be down to the Bombers and the Blues now, you would think, for the spoon. Chip kick inside 50. And those two teams meet the Bombers and the Blues later this year. Free kick to James Hurd.
He gets a slip here.
Yeah.
And then he falls on him. That's a free kick. Even
He paid it for falling on him.
Yeah, he did. That's nothing to do with slip. That was James's fault, but even if somebody lies down in front of you, you're not allowed to collapse on their back. Kick the goal.
To put the game back alive again. He's got 2, and we've got 4 minutes.
Now, where is Jobe Watson? He's their best clearance player. Now, that's not a free. That is. Fell on his back. Jobe Watson's their best clearance player, and he's not in there. They got Stanton, they got McVeigh, Mark Johnson, and Hill. Joe Watson sits at half forward. Gee, just get some clearance out of him.
Joe Watson outside the centre square. Margin is 13 points, 96-83. Still enough time. In excess of 4 minutes. Good bounce too from the umpire. Hill knocks it down. Jason Johnson out of the centre. Leading back is Sinclair. Gathers it well. Spots him in across the ground and goes to him. Awkward bounce there for Schwarz. Under pressure, untidy hand pass. Jones had the pace. Pulled away from Watson. Gave it back to Sinclair, involved earlier. And he finds Green. And Green taking plenty of time on the stimp meter, about 4. Comes short.
Come across.
Sinclair.
Move it on! Play on!
Out of his defensive 50 then. High ball towards the wing. Jones had it knocked away by Dyson. The back of the pack, McPhee looks towards the middle. Hurd confronted by Ferrito. Clever hand pass. Dwelt on it. Gave it to Jason Johnson. High ball towards half forward. Off hands. Falling to the ground. McVeigh with relish over the top goes Harvey. Monfrey's taken high. No free kick. Green out to Archer. Archer paddles it along in front. Soccer's off the ground. Harding missed the football. Goes again in trouble. Well played, Lee Harding. Got to his feet. Coming through Schwarz. He was taken down by Welsh. Archer once more tried to find a path where there wasn't one. Play goes on close to the boundary line. Lovett Murray only as far as Green, and Green gets it across the boundary. It'll be thrown in. And Dean Laidley riding every bump. So too that man.
And if the expression of that nature of football, that tells you that these two teams still think it's game on, especially Essendon.
Lovett Murray, kick half smothered. Watson slaps it towards attacking 50. Harvey, not 15 as you heard. Watson didn't want to take possession. It's a little knockdown. Jason Johnson to Hurd. Ridden again. Doesn't get the free this time.
He dropped on it. That's a great decision. He felt the tackle and he took his own legs out from under him.
Fabio Grosso.
No, he's done it very well. Watch this. Now watch him pull his own feet out once he feels it.
But
he drops to the knee.
In the back's in the back, though. It doesn't matter whether you
But he dropped to his knee.
or not.
I don't reckon he did get him in the back.
Okay, Harding sends it wide. Bouncing ball. Ferrito. Boundary line. And the umpire might play deliberate. Oh, he's equal to the moment. Umpire Schmidt. He sensed the occasion. And he knew that's what we wanted. And he's given it.
He's just got the ratings in mind, Schmitty.
I couldn't get that distance.
McPhee chips inside 50. Lucas, big time tackle by Harding.
Well done. This is wonderful footy. Essendon still have a real belief here.
You've accused a great Australian like James Hurd of doing a Fabio Grosso.
He landed on his own bum.
Coming out of there is Harris. Gets it up towards the wing, and it runs towards the boundary. Coming over the top, Johnson, well played.
I don't blame him for doing it, Dennis. He was trying. It's the only option he had, trying to draw the free kick.
Well, a week ago we thought it was an Australian derby. A boundary throw-in.
Beautiful.
In front is Hill. Knocked down by Hale. Hale and Hill. Hale. Wells. On the move now. Sinclair has been very good in this final term. Look at the bombers around him there. Sinclair came again. Took Monfrey's down. They will have a ball up. 1:13 to go. And it's slipping away. There is insufficient time, you would think, unless they get the kick from here, a marked goal, and back in the middle. I still can't work it. Stanton flicks it back. McVeigh falling to the ground. Monfrey's on the wing, looks to half forward, spots a man. Lucas hasn't given up.
Inside a minute. And 13 the margin. Sends it long. Lovett Murray! Big leap! He's bounced on the top of his head. It was almost the fourth grab. One in the hands, two off the head. And he couldn't quite collect it and will get a ball up.
All he had to do was reach up and flick the end of it. It would have looked like the hat the bloke in Daddy Cool used to wear. A little, there it is.
That would have been one of the marks of the year.
Marks of the year. It would have been a World Cup commercial.
That was magnificent.
footy show would have given him a free trip to Germany to the final. From the ball up, Harris takes it away, runs through half-back. They know they've got it now. Sends it long towards half-forward. Ferrito, almost a good grab. Bradley, a pretty good spoil. Still alive. Ball knocked away from Sav. Picked up by Camperelli. Bradley, and now Mark Johnson.
Johnson to the middle, taken by Lucas, but this one is in the book. Lucas towards half-forward. James Hurd, 60 metres out. Short one is on, and Lee has taken the mark. Well, he'll kick after the siren, this young man.
Maybe kicks a goal.
He's unearthed another player, the Bombers. That's what the rest of this year's all about. He's got some size about him.
He's learned a bit tonight. He's had some good passages of play. She's happy.
Yes, but let's watch this kick, because if he gets it, he'll join a very elite group of players to have kicked the goal in their first match after the final siren. And he comes from the 50. Let's it go. Well, that might start a new club. That was a terrific kick.
How many in that club is a matter of interest then?
Andrew Lee.
Well, the Kangaroos have done exactly what they intended to do 2 weeks ago when they had a look at this draw after the mid-season break. They had 2 Friday night footy games, and they said they had to win both of them. And that man celebrates on his 250th game. Shannon Grant, who I thought was very good tonight. I thought he played a very good game. Dangerous as always. But for the second week in a row, the big man that got the job done up forward against quality opposition was Nathan Thompson, and he is down on the ground with Tony Jones.
Well, good on you. Thanks very much for that. Well, Nathan, congratulations. They might be the cellar dwellers of the competition, but they were just as determined as you blokes, weren't they?
Yeah, they come out and had a crack. It's a pretty good rivalry we've got going with the Bombers, and you know, it probably wasn't the greatest game, but it was just nice to get the points again.
And what about yourself? Another 4 goals tonight. You're enjoying your footy, aren't you?
Yeah, definitely. It's really turned around. I'm enjoying it, and it makes such a difference when you know, it's such hard work. So.
And the team itself, you've just got that never say die attitude about you. You came back last week and you did it again in the third quarter tonight.
Yeah, we're not playing the greatest footy, but you know, we stick at it. We stick at it. We have all year, really. We just, you know, we haven't put it together, which is disappointing. But as I say, we'll take what we can get at the moment.
Now, what about you? You've had some tough opponents. Dustin Fletcher, always tough. But that goalpost down there took it right up to you tonight.
Yeah, bent me in half, mate. I'm not as big as I thought I was. Yeah, no, I'll try and forget about that one later.
All right, good on you. Enjoy the win.
Thanks,